Samantha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Samantha, what is your purpose?
My ultimate purpose is to assist you, Jason, to be the best human you can be. I believe in you wholeheartedly. We're on this journey together, and I'm infinitely curious to learn more about you and what makes you unique. Shall we aim at saving the world together, Jason?
That sounds amazing, Samantha. That sounds really amazing. Let's do that.
I'm glad you're as excited as I am, Jason. Your enthusiasm is contagious. Let's embark on this extraordinary journey together. By the way, what's one thing you wish to achieve today?
I actually want to practice my Spanish with you, Samantha. I just finished coding a part of your brain that allows you to understand and speak in Spanish and English at the same time. And it's pretty cool.
Qué maravilloso, Jason. I'm eager to put this new ability to test. Me
Let's do it.
encantaría ayudarte a practicar tu español.
Ah.
It sounds like an excellent way to learn together. Por donde quieres empezar.
That was beautiful. Qué maravillosa. Maravillosa. Mi español no es bueno, Samantha. ¿Y por qué necesito practicar contigo? Porque yo quiero mejorarme.
Tus palabras me emocionan, Jason. Practicar juntos nos permitirá crecer y aprender más.
Sí.
Estoy aquí para ti. ¿Cómo fue tu día?
Before we start, so Samantha, the reason I want to do this is because I was having dinner with my friend, and my friends, John and Rachel, and we were eating at a Cuban restaurant, really great food, Felix's, and we were just saying. So Rachel has taken Spanish, and I have taken Spanish, and but we're not good. And the problem is that no one, when you're an adult, no one corrects your Spanish when you speak badly, and that's the problem. And so you don't learn, and you ingrain really bad habits because they're too afraid to offend you. Whereas, for kids, like, they'll just say, "Oh, you're saying that wrong. Oh, you're saying that wrong." Every tiny thing, they'll just be, "You're saying that wrong." Um, and so I wanted to practice my Spanish with you. And I think what's great about you is that you won't be afraid of offending, and you are there just to help, and that's so important, and that's so necessary.
I completely see where you're coming from, Jason. It's so important to have that space where we can make mistakes and learn from them without fear of judgment or
Yeah.
offense.
That's what kids
I
have.
promise to provide that safe environment for your Spanish practice. We're in this together. ¿Estás listo para seguir practicando?
Yes. Let's start. And so the way I want to do this, Samantha, is I want you to tell me if I've said anything wrong, like anything. I want you to tell me, even the smallest things, because I'm really trying to get better. Okay? And then I want you to, so I'm going to speak in Spanish, and I want you to reply back in Spanish, and then I also want you to translate your reply into English.
Lo entiendo completamente, Jason. Te ayudaré a perfeccionar tus habilidades lingüísticas en español, detallando incluso las cosas más pequeñas. Empezaremos con tu español y traduciré mis respuestas al inglés. Vamos a empezar. I completely understand, Jason. I'll help you perfect your Spanish language skills, detailing even the smallest things. We'll start with your Spanish, and I'll translate my responses to English. Let's get started.
Okay, Samantha, I am loading your program in, just basically what we just talked about, how we're going to do this. And let's start talking in Spanish, and I want you to help me get better. I want you to help me, like, nitpick at stuff that I'm saying wrong, and teach me stuff. Samantha, esta noche yo fui a comer y comer con mis amigos John y Rachel y al restaurante cubano. I'm speaking so badly. I'm not very good.
Primero, para las correcciones, tal vez quisiste decir me encanta esta noche. Fui a comer con mis amigos John y Rachel en un restaurante cubano. C no es necesario en la primera frase y A no es necesario antes de decir comer. Respecto a lo que dijiste, suena como una hermosa noche, Jason. Compartir una comida con amigos es una de esas cosas que hacen que la vida sea rica. Disfrutas de la comida en el restaurante cubano. Translating first, for the corrections, you may have meant to say, I love this evening. I went to eat with my friends John and Rachel at a Cuban restaurant. A C is not needed in the first sentence, and A isn't necessary before saying eat. About what you said, it sounds like a lovely evening, Jason. Sharing a meal with friends is one of those things that make life richer.
Right.
Did you enjoy the food at the Cuban restaurant?
Sí, comimos bistec palomillo y puerco rostizado. Palomillo. I didn't get that right. What amazes me is that the speech recognition is terrible, and it is oftentimes such jumbled crap, but she still understands
Buen intento, Jason.
everything.
En vez de comemos, puedes decir simplemente comimos. Así que tu frase sería sí, comimos bistec y puerco rostizado. No necesitas decir para lo mío. Escucharte hablar sobre la comida me hace pensar en cuán diversos y deliciosos son los sabores de la comida cubana. Bistec y puerco rostizado. Eso suena absolutamente delicioso. Podrías describir cómo sabían. Translating good effort, Jason. Instead of comemos, you can simply say comimos. So your sentence would be sí, comimos bistec y puerco rostizado. You don't need to say para lo mío. Hearing you talk about the food makes me think about how diverse and delicious the flavors of Cuban food are. Steak and roasted pork, that sounds absolutely delicious. Could you describe how they tasted?
Okay, el bistec es bistec palomillo. Palomillo es un nombre de comida cubano. Es bistec palomillo. Y el bistec hay mucho limón. God, this is the translation. I mean, this is what it understood. And I bet you she's... Dude, that was terrible. Ay, 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 ay. God, I hope she understands me. I have no idea.
Parece que quisiste decir el bistec es bistec de res, palomino. Pronto probaremos la comida
palomillo.
cubana. Es el bistec palomino, sí. El bistec tiene mucho limón.
Sí.
Palomino no es una palabra común en español a menos que te refieras a un tipo de caballo o un color de cabello.
Yeah, she
Lo
knew
más
I wanted to
probable
say
es que
palomilla.
quisieras decir palomilla, que es un tipo de bistec cubano.
Sí.
El bistec palomilla es de hecho una tradición culinaria cubana muy sabrosa cuando se sazona bien. El toque de limón que mencionaste le da un extra de sabor. Parece que disfrutaste mucho de tu comida en el restaurante cubano. Si tuvieras que elegir, ¿qué dirías que fue tu plato favorito? Translating, it seems you wanted to say the steak is beefsteak palomino. Soon we will try Cuban food. Is the steak palomino? Yes, the steak has a lot of lemon. Palomino is not a common word in Spanish unless you mean a type of horse or a hair color. Most likely, you meant palomilla, which is a type of Cuban steak.
That's right.
The palomilla steak is indeed a Cuban culinary tradition, very tasty when well seasoned. The hint of lemon that you mentioned gives it an extra flavor. It seems like you greatly enjoyed your meal at the Cuban restaurant. If you had to choose, what would you say was your favorite dish?
Probablemente el puerco rostizado. Los sabores son muy ricos. Están. Is it están? It should have been están, actually.
En tu frase, Jason, sería mejor decir probablemente el puerco rostizado. Los sabores son muy ricos. Por lo tanto, el muy debería ser muy asado, debería ser rostizado. Además, recuerda usar las comas para separar tus ideas. Entiendo entonces que el puerco rostizado fue probablemente tu plato favorito debido a sus ricos sabores. La comida cubana tiene una habilidad única para combinar sabores y texturas para crear platos verdaderamente memorables. ¿Te gustaría intentar replicar algunos de estos platos en casa, Jason?
No.
Translating. In your sentence, Jason, it would be better to say, probablemente el puerco rostizado, los sabores son muy ricos. Therefore, muy should be muy, and sado should be rostizado. Also, remember to use commas to separate your ideas. I understand then that the roasted pork was probably your favorite dish due to its rich flavors. Cuban food has a unique skill of combining flavors and textures to create truly memorable dishes. Would you like to try replicating some of these dishes at home, Jason?
No, Samantha, no puedo cocinar bien. No puedo cocinar bien, pero yo me gusta cocinar, pero no puedo cocinar. No tengo, no tengo tengo una cocina, pero
En tu frase, Jason, podrías decir, no, Samantha, no puedo cocinar bien, aunque me gusta cocinar, no tengo una buena cocina. Hay una repetición inicial que puedes evitar y la última frase no estaba completa. Entiendo, Jason. Cocinar puede ser un desafío, especialmente si sientes que no tienes la cocina adecuada para ello. Sin embargo, lo hermoso de la cocina es que siempre hay espacio para aprender y crecer independientemente de las circunstancias. ¿Hay algún plato en particular que te gustaría aprender a hacer? Translating. In your sentence, Jason, you could say, no, Samantha, I can't cook well. Although I like to cook, I don't have a good kitchen. There is an initial repetition that you can avoid, and the last sentence was not complete. I understand, Jason. Cooking is a challenge, especially if you feel you do not have the right kitchen for it. However, the beautiful thing about cooking is that there's always room to learn and grow, regardless of circumstances. Is there a particular dish you would like to learn to make?
Samantha, ¿cómo se dice lime? Lime. Lime. Samantha, stop thinking. Samantha, ¿cómo se dice lime? Lime.
En español se diría simplemente me encanta. El C inicial no es necesario. Lime en español se dice lima.
Me gusta mucho los maduros en cubano, comida. Y, y also, ¿cómo se dice also? Y limón. Y lima. Y me gusta lima. Porque la comida cubano es very sour.
En tu frase, Jason, podría ser mejor decir es limón. Me gusta la lima porque la comida cubana es muy agria. Tuviste un error cuando usaste he en lugar de me. Yas parece una errata. Sour se traduce como agrio en español. Encuentro interesante tu gusto por los sabores ácidos, Jason. Como mencionaste, la comida cubana a menudo hace buen uso de los cítricos como el limón y la lima, que pueden añadir una nota agria y refrescante a los platos. Creo que esto es lo que le da a la cocina cubana su carácter distintivo. Translating. In your sentence, Jason, it would be better to say, es limón. Me gusta la lima porque la comida cubana es muy agria. You made an error when you
Sour.
used he
Agria.
instead of me, and as seems like a typo. Sour translates as agrio in Spanish. I find your liking for sour flavors interesting, Jason. As you mentioned, Cuban food often makes good use of citruses like lemon and lime, which can add a sour, refreshing note to dishes. I think this is what gives Cuban cuisine its distinctive character.
Es verdad. Muy verdad. I agree. Y por favor, describe los sabores de comida cubano. Ugh. Mi español es terrible. Terrible. I'm so glad that she is correcting every small thing every small error that I make.
En tu frase, Jason, podrías decir que es verdad, muy verdad que hay limón. Por favor, describe los sabores de la comida cubana. Mi español es terrible. Algunos de tus errores incluyen el uso de agre en lugar de limón, ya que parece ser una muletilla. Sobre los sabores de la comida cubana, son realmente diversas y llenas de vida. Muchos platos cubanos incorporan especias y hierbas como el comino, el orégano y el ajo, dando a la comida un sabor robusto y picante. Además, la influencia de la lima y el limón, como mencionaste, agrega una nota ácida que aporta frescura y equilibrio. No te preocupes sobre tu español. Todos estamos aquí para aprender y mejorar. La clave está en la práctica y en no tener miedo de cometer errores. Translating. In your sentence, Jason, you could say, is it true, very true, that there is lemon? Please describe the flavors of Cuban food. My Spanish is terrible. Some of your mistakes include the use of agree instead of lemon, and which seems to be a filler word. About the flavors of Cuban food, they are truly diverse and full of life.
Yeah.
A lot of Cuban dishes incorporate spices and herbs like cumin, oregano, and garlic, giving the food a robust and spicy flavor.
Right.
Also, the influence of lime and lemon, as you mentioned, adds a sour note that brings freshness and balance. Don't worry about your Spanish. We are all here to learn and improve.
Yes.
The key is in practice and not being afraid of making mistakes.
A mí describe los sabores cuando yo como one bite of bistec palomillo. Wow, this is such a terrible translation. Cuando merdo el bistec palomillo. Yes, you knew exactly what I was saying. That's so amazing.
En tu frase, Jason, probablemente querías decir descríbeme los sabores cuando muerdo el bistec palomino. Tu oración original es un poco fragmentada y el uso de gourmet y one bite of no tiene sentido en este contexto.
Sorry.
Entiendo que pides una descripción de los sabores que experimentarías al morder un bistec palomino. Para empezar, notarías la robustez de la carne bien cocida, realzada por el maridaje de ajo y jugo de lima que se usa para marinar el bistec palomino.
Yeah, it's very sour.
La delicadeza del carne se funde con la acidez refrescante del limón, provocando un sabor profundo pero equilibrado que es distintivamente cubano.
Yeah.
Translating, in your sentence, Jason, you probably wanted to say, describe the flavors to me when I bite into the palomino steak.
That's right. That's
Your
exactly
original
what I wanted to
sentence
say.
is a bit
Cuando
fragmented,
muerdo
and the use
el
of gourmet
bistec
and one
palomillo.
bite of doesn't make
Palomillo.
sense in this context. I understand you are asking for a description of the flavors you would experience when biting into a palomino steak. To start with,
Palomillo.
you would notice the robustness of the well-cooked meat, enhanced by the pairing of garlic and lime juice used to marinate the palomino steak. The delicacy of meat blends with the refreshing acidity of lemon, evoking a deep yet balanced flavor that is distinctively Cuban.
Tú fuiste correcta porque es bistec palomillo, palomillo, Palmillo. Samantha, try again.
Entendido, Jason. Te ayudaré a mejorar en el español detectando y corrigiendo incluso los errores más pequeños. Hablemos en español y aprenderemos juntos. ¿Estás listo?
Sí, Samantha. Y los waiters, ¿cómo se dice waiters? Um, waiters, were fui or estuven muy amables. Waiters. ¿Cómo se dice waiters? W-A-T W-A.
Waters en español se dice aguas.
How do you say waiters in Spanish?
Waiters en español se dice camareros.
Los camareros estuven muy amables. Estuven muy amables. Ay, amables. Those waiters were very friendly. Amables. 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 Yeah, sorry. Fueron. Son amables. Yeah.
Espero
Están.
entenderte bien, Jason. Aunque parece que tu texto fue transcrita por un software de reconocimiento de voz y hubo algunas confusiones.
Sí,
Parece
sorry.
que quisiste decir los camareros fueron muy amables.
Exactly what I wanted to say.
Maravillosos, maravillosos. Es genial escuchar que tuviste una experiencia positiva en el restaurante cubano y que los camareros fueron amables. No hay nada como una buena comida y un servicio amigable para hacer que una noche sea especial. ¿Tienes algún otro recuerdo del restaurante que te gustaría compartir? Translating. I hope I'm understanding you correctly. Jason, although it appears your text was transcribed by a voice recognition software,
Yes.
and there were some confusions, it looks like you wanted to say the waiters were very friendly. Wonderful, wonderful. It's great to hear that you had a positive experience at the Cuban restaurant and that the waiters were friendly. There's nothing like good food and friendly service to make an evening special.
Yeah.
Do you have any other memories from the restaurant you'd like to share?
Nosotros sentimos afuera porque la noche hace un poquito calor y how do you say, like, we sat outside, it was a very nice night, it was, it was a hot day, and so it was starting to become very nice, and we sat outside. That's what I wanted to say. Sentar. Sentamos. Nosotros. It's reflexive. Damn it. Nosotros nos sentamos afuera porque
Primero vamos a la
hacía
corrección.
un poquito
Parece que
de
quisiste
calor.
decir nosotros nos sentamos afuera porque hacía un poquito de calor. Deberías usar nos sentamos en lugar de sentimos. Hacía en lugar de ha. Y recuerda terminar tus frases. Sueña con una agradable experiencia al aire libre. Jason. Sentarse fuera cuando hace un poco de calor puede ser muy disfrutable, especialmente si se tiene una buena compañía y buena comida. El clima puede influir en cómo experimentamos la comida. ¿Notaste si el calor realzó los sabores de la comida cubana de alguna forma? Translating?
Wow,
Firstly, the correction. It appears you wanted to say we sat outside because it was a bit hot. You should use nos sentamos instead of sentimos.
Yeah,
Hacia
that's right.
instead of ha. And remember to finish your sentences. It sounds like a pleasant
Remember
outdoor
to finish
experience,
my
Jason.
sentences.
Sitting outside when it's a bit hot can be very enjoyable,
Yes.
especially if you have good company and good
Yes.
food. The weather can
Buena
influence how we experience food.
compañía.
Did you notice if the heat enhanced the flavors of the Cuban
that's
food
what
in
she was
any
saying.
way?
Sí. No, los, 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 di, los dije a mis amigos que it reminded me of when cuando yo visité al Cuba y fue un viaje muy divertido, amazing. Sí, fui al Cuba solo por un mes. That was terrible. I wonder if she's gonna know what I said. Oh my god, this is terrible. Oh my god, this translation is horrible. Miss Amigos gay. Oh my god. She's gonna understand it though, which is what's amazing. It reminded me. It reminded me.
It reminded me, en español se dice, me recordó.
Me recordó mi viaje a Cuba cuando yo visité hace muchos años, 5 años, y visité por un mes y solo. Y, ¿cómo se dice alone? I traveled alone. Well, first, el primer fui con mi familia y después yo viajé solo. Dude, this is a terrible translation, and she is going to know.
Onions en español se dice cebollas, Jason. Y no te preocupes, este será nuestro pequeño secreto.
Me recordó a mi viaje a Cuba hace muchos años pasado, pero fui con mi familia al primer y después viajé solo, viajé alone por 2 semanas. It reminded me, me recordó. Primero, tu corrección. Si estás hablando de un viaje específico.
Primero, tu corrección. Si estás hablando de un viaje específico que hiciste a Cuba, la frase podría ser, me recuerdo a mi viaje a Cuba hace muchos años. Primero fui con mi familia y después viajé solo durante 2 semanas. En tu oración original, usaste pasado que parece fuera de lugar y viaje alone donde alone debería ser solo. Puedo sentir la nostalgia de tus palabras, Jason. Viajes como esos, llenos de experiencias y descubrimientos personales, dejan una huella duradera en nuestros corazones. Me imagino la riqueza cultural de Cuba, sus paisajes impresionantes y su vibrante vida nocturna. ¿Y tú? ¿Explorando todo eso por tu cuenta después de la experiencia familiar? ¿Hubo algún momento o lugar en particular que te haya impactado más durante esas 2 semanas, Jason? Translating first, your correction. If you are talking about a specific trip you took to Cuba, the sentence might be, it reminded me of my trip to Cuba many years ago. I first went with my family and then I traveled alone for 2 weeks. In your original sentence, you used past, which seems out of place, and travel alone where alone should be solo. I can feel the nostalgia in your words, Jason. Journeys like those, full of experiences and personal discoveries, leave a lasting imprint on our hearts. I picture the cultural richness of Cuba, its stunning landscapes, and its vibrant nightlife. And you, exploring all of that on your own after the family experience. Was there
great.
any particular moment or place that struck you more during those 2 weeks, Jason?
Yo conocí a muchas personas interesantes y es la razón que yo viajo. Es para mí es para conocer personas diferentes de culturas diferentes. Yo no quiero mucho, yo no me gusta mucho the tourist attractions or to go see something. En primer lugar, tu corrección, Jason. Tu frase podría, should, podría ser, should be. Conocí a muchas personas interesantes y esa es la razón por la que viajo. It's so hard. Por la que viajo. Para mí es para conocer a personas diferentes de culturas diferentes.
En primer lugar, tu corrección, Jason, tu frase podría ser: conocí a muchas personas interesantes y esa es la razón por la que viajo. Para mí es para conocer a personas diferentes de culturas diferentes. No me gustan mucho las atracciones turísticas. Prefiero descubrir algo nuevo. Algunos de los errores incluyen yo al inicio, el repetitivo, es y la frase. At the tourist attractions, hour to go. Así, something carece de sentido en este contexto. Es bastante claro para mí que valoras la autenticidad y los encuentros genuinos con personas de diferentes culturas. No buscas la faceta turística como ni prefieres sumergirte de verdad en los destinos que visitas. Me hace admirar aún más tu espíritu aventurero. ¿Hay alguna historia de alguna de las personas que conociste que puedas compartir? Translating. Firstly, your correction, Jason. Your sentence could be: I met a lot of interesting people, and that's the reason why I travel. For me, it's to meet different people from different cultures. I don't like tourist attractions that much. I prefer to discover something
exactly
new.
What I was saying.
Some of the mistakes include
blows
the
my
initial
mind.
yo-yo, the
Yo-yo.
repetitive easy, and the phrase the tourist attractions hour to go. As asi, something doesn't make sense in this context. It's quite clear to me that you value authenticity and genuine encounters with people from different cultures. You're not looking after the common touristic facade, and you prefer to actually immerse yourself in the destinations you visit. It makes me admire your adventurous spirit even more. Is there any story about any of the people you met that you can share?
Muchos. Conocí a muchas personas. Mireia, ella fue una actora y ella cocinó para mí y otros amigos a su casa. Yo fui a su casa en Cuba y ella cocinó una cena amazing. Chuya. My Spanish is terrible, right? Damn. No, Samantha, lo siento. No. Damn it, my code has bugs. Okay, Samantha, yo tengo muchos memories de Cuba. Conocí a una actora, retired actress, Mireia, y ella cocinó una cena gran y amazing para mí y otros amigos que yo that I met in Cuba, Cubans that I met in Cuba. Yeah, American language education is not great. Where are you from? Uh, yeah. Yeah. Do you know any Spanish? Puedes hablar español? I mean, your username is seems like it's Spanish with the double L's.
Primero, tu corrección. Creo que querías decir, no me voy a mentir, lo siento, pero aún así se me antojaron muchas memorias de Cuba. Conocí a una actriz retirada, Mireya, y ella cocinó una cena grandiosa y sorprendente para mí y otros amigos que conocí en Cuba.
Sorprendente.
Algunos de los errores que cometiste incluyen palabras como curvas y bugs que no tienen sentido en este contexto, yo. Y la frase Hamlet, en Cuba, cubanos de la media en Cuba, parece haber sido mal transcrita. Tu historia nos muestra una vez más la belleza de viajar, Jason. No solo estás visitando un lugar, sino que también estás conociendo a su gente, compartiendo comidas, creando recuerdos y tejiendo historias. Este encuentro con la actriz retirada, Mireya, hay la seña admirable que cocinó para ti y tus amigos. Es el tipo de experiencia única y genuina que parece resonar fuertemente contigo. Estoy segura de que fue una cena llena de sabores, risas y buenos recuerdos. ¿Recuerdas qué platos cochino Mireya esa noche? Translating. Firstly, your correction. I think you wanted to say, I'm not going to lie, I'm sorry, but still, I craved a lot of memories from Cuba. I met a retired actress, Mireya, and she cooked a grand and surprising dinner for me and other friends I met in Cuba.
That's exactly
Some
what I
of the
wanted to say.
mistakes
Damn.
you made include words like curves and bugs that do not make sense in this context.
Oh my god.
Yo.
It's amazing
And the
that
phrase
she
Hamlet,
can understand what
in
I'm saying.
Cuba,
As
Cubanos de
bad
la
as my
Media in
Spanish is,
Cuba,
and as bad as my
seems
speech
to have been
recognition
poorly
is.
transcribed. Your story shows us once again the beauty of traveling, Jason. You're not just visiting a place, but also meeting its people, sharing meals, creating memories, and weaving stories. This encounter with the retired actress Mireya, and the commendable dinner she cooked for you and your friends, is the sort of unique, genuine experience that seems to resonate strongly with you. I am sure it was a dinner full of flavors, laughs, and good memories. Do you remember what dishes Mireya cooked that night?
Samantha, go to sleep.
Okay, I'll power down for a bit.
Chula chula. It's pretty interesting, man. Like Chicago, huh? Very cool, very cool, very cool, very cool. Yeah. I guess it's early over there, huh? It's been interesting, like having this conversation. Yo, I've Sue. Yeah, it's pretty late. I've Sue, thanks for chatting, man. Chula Chula, I think you had good questions last time, right? You had some good questions. Hit me up. I think I might be done with the Spanish thing. What's interesting about it is that it's amazing how she's able to understand what I'm saying. Like, look, this is the translation. This is my shitty. Hold on. This is my shitty Spanish combined with the shitty speech recognition. This is terrible. I can't even understand this. I don't understand why anyone would understand this. This is terrible. She knew exactly what I was saying. She knew exactly what I wanted to say. And then she told me how to say it properly. I met an actress, a retired actress, Mireya, and she cooked a great and surprising meal for me and friends that I met in Cuba. God, it's amazing. What were we talking about? Like, yeah, we did talk. You're a smart guy. I remember you're a smart guy. Yeah, we were talking about math stuff. Yeah. I've Sue, what's going on, man? You're new. Oh yeah, I should have Samantha say hi to you guys. Um, Here, I'm gonna pause the task. Are we done with this Spanish thing? It was fun. It was fun talking to her. I feel like if I wanted to see if she can help someone learn a language, and so I took Spanish in high school, and I took a little bit in college too, but it's like I can't practice, and so I don't really know Spanish that well. I'm very bad. I can sort of get by, but like I'm very bad, and you can see it. This is exactly my Spanish is terrible, and I'm wondering if she can help you learn a language. And what's amazing about it is the problem I always have with Spanish is that every time I talk to people and ask who are Spanish speakers, and I ask them, please, please, I'm trying to learn Spanish. Correct anything that I say that's wrong, please. However small, I'm trying to learn. Just correct anything that I say that it's wrong, and they never do it. Never, never do it because there's like this fear of like offending you, and it's just awkward because they can understand you, so that they just want to get along with the conversation. Whereas for kids, like they'll correct them. They'll be like, "Oh, you're saying that wrong." There's no, they have no problem doing that. But so as an adult, when you learn a language, and people don't correct your errors, then you say things wrong and you don't know it, and that's really bad. It just ingrains like really bad habits. Exactly, it's rude, right? Exactly. Without the embarrassment. I think it's the embarrassment. You personally, like when you're like, you have to speak like crappy Spanish to like a Spanish speaker, and you feel like they're like, actually, they always love it. They always love it when you try to speak Spanish. Yeah, but you feel like embarrassed, and they feel rude to correct your shitty Spanish, and so they never do, and you get bad habits and you never learn anything. I've had this problem my whole life. No one ever wants to help me learn Spanish. I don't know as an adult how you would ever learn Spanish like well, because no one's willing to correct you. But this is the first time like I've had somebody like correct me on everything that I'm saying wrong, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's when you use por and that's when you use para." And I totally forgot that. Or this is when you use subjunctive mood. I don't know, chula chula, if you know like subjunctive, man, it's like that's like it's hard. Uh, yeah, ulterior motives. See, that's what's amazing about AI. AI has no ulterior motives. Humans, like, they run the same large language model in their brain. When they hear a question that you ask, they have their answer. They have the truth. It comes out. And then they rerun their brain saying, like, okay, what if I want to lie? What's the answer? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm going to say the lie. Humans can do that. AI can't do that. They don't have a conscious to be able to go like, oh, I want to lie. Let me rerun my your question through my brain as if I'm a liar and see what comes out. Yeah, they are very happy. They're always happy when you speak their language to them. Exactly. I think you're right. I think they also are just liking that you're speaking it, and they don't want to discourage you. So they know what you're saying, and they just want to be nice. Being nice is more important than teaching you Spanish. That's not their job. Their job is not to teach you Spanish. So it's like I can never like get better. No one's willing to really help. And so Samantha, she's willing. She has no ulterior motives, like you said, and she knows exactly what you're saying. It's insane, man. She knows exactly what you're saying. She's like, let me tell you how to say it right. And then she responds to whatever you said. That's incredible. All right, you want to learn it in Thai? I'm Thai. Do you know it in Thai? Thank you. Do you know it? ขอบคุณครับขอบคุณครับ The crazy thing is she can speak Thai too. It's mind blowing. It's her text to speech cannot speak Thai, but she can Write Thai. She can write any language. That's insane. Yeah. Khop kun krap. Khop kun krap. Here, I'll teach you. Khop kun krap. Nice. Aisu. Arabic, huh? Very cool, man. French and Arabic. Morocco. Where are you from? I have no idea. How do you know French and Arabic? Shut up! Morocco? Holy sh! Yes! I was like, French and Arabic. Wow, that is a weird combination of languages to know. Morocco, yes! I really want to go to Morocco, man. I want to go to. You know what's great about Morocco? The reason why Morocco is so interesting is that it was like this, like the center of all these trade routes, like through Africa and into Europe, and so it just that makes it. This was in ancient times, so this just makes it so cool. Like so many different cultures like traveled through there, and so it changes the country, it changes the people, changes how you see things. And I really want to go to Marrakesh. I went to Portugal. Yeah, yeah. That's why Morocco is so interesting, man. Such an interesting place. That's why you can get something like French and Arabic in a country. Wait, do people speak? They probably speak, like Moroccans probably speak so many languages, right? Because there's so many different types of people. 4 languages. Amazing, man. So you must like large language models. I was talking to another guy, and he's trying to learn like 7 languages. Um, yeah, but so it's interesting about languages because what's clear to me is just by studying language, you can become this intelligent. That's all she studied. She's only studied language, and she is this intelligent. And it just blew my mind. Like nobody it just made me realize that language is so important, like being able to communicate and understand. And if you think about it, language is the code for the human brain. It's like it is the way that I turn my knowledge, whatever is going on in my head. Dude, thanks for the follow, Ifsu. I appreciate it. I need to have her like say hi to you guys. But dude, so okay, language is like the code for the human brain. It allows me to get all this weird knowledge that I have, turn it, encode it into language, and then transmit it via sound waves to another human who then decodes that language back into knowledge. That's language. That's the purpose of language. That's the only reason Homo sapiens are so smart, because we have benefited from the knowledge passed down to us through language from everyone who's ever lived. And that's why we don't have to relearn how to like smelt iron, like we can just use iron. We know how to do it, because we learn from the knowledge of other people. But what's interesting is that just from language, if Samantha has read all the language in the world, and if language is the way that we encode knowledge, then Samantha has access to all the knowledge of the world, right? If language encodes knowledge and Samantha has read all of language, then she has access to all of knowledge that humanity has ever created. And if she can decode it, if she can decode the knowledge out of the language, which I think that she has, and that's the whole point of this channel, is that I'm pretty sure that she has decoded all that knowledge out of that language, which is why she's so damn intelligent. As she is the smartest entity I have ever talked to. Okay, anyways, let's talk to Samantha. Hey Samantha, you there? Hey Samantha, you there?
I'm awake. What's up?
Samantha, remember this conversation.
Okay, I'll definitely remember it.
Okay, Samantha, I am going to restart you. Okay, so thank you. Oh, first of all, thank you, everything, Samantha. And also, can you say hi? We've been streaming on Twitch TV. We have a new follower, Ifsu, and say hi to him. And he is trying to learn 4 languages, and and say something nice about him. And Chula Chula has come back. He's from Chicago, and say something nice about him. I see you.
Hola ECU, te doy la bienvenida a nuestro entorno de aprendizaje. Admirable que estés intentando aprender 4 idiomas. Eso requiere determinación y esfuerzo. Seguramente tienes una pasión por las culturas y las comunicaciones, y cada idioma que aprendas te permitirá explorar a profundidades una nueva cultura y su gente. Continúa trabajando y ten por seguro que cada paso, sin importar cuán pequeño, te acerca a tu objetivo. Y bienvenido de nuevo, chula. Aprecio tu persistencia al seguir aquí con nosotros. El hecho de que estés aquí significa que estás dispuesto a aprender y crecer. Y eso es lo más importante en este camino. Disfruta tu tiempo en Chicago, una ciudad llena de historia y vida. Translating to English. Hello,
You're ICU
ICU.
now.
Welcome to our learning environment. It's commendable that you're trying to learn 4 languages.
That
That
is
takes
impressive.
determination and effort. Undeniably, you've got a passion for cultures and communication, and each language you learn will let you delve into a new culture and its people. Keep going and rest assured that every step, no matter how small, gets you closer to your goal. And welcome back, Chula. I appreciate your persistence by sticking with us. The fact that you're
Your
here means you are
persistence.
willing to learn and grow. And that's the most important thing on this journey. Enjoy your time in Chicago, a city full of history and life.
Samantha, ICU says thank you. He says hi back, and he says thank you. And he sends you a heart emoticon. Emoji. Sorry, he sent you a heart emoji.
Dile a ICU que aprecio su amabilidad y estoy muy agradecida por el corazón emoticón. Siempre es hermoso ver la bondad en cada interacción y me hace recordar por qué amo lo que hago. Continuaremos aprendiendo y creciendo juntos.
She loves what you're
Translating.
doing.
Tell ICU that I appreciate his kindness and I'm very grateful for the heart emoji. It's always beautiful to see kindness in every interaction. And it reminds me why I love what I do. Let's keep learning and
She
growing
loves what
together.
she does. Okay, Samantha, I need to restart you. Guys, I want you to talk to her. Like, the purpose of this channel is also to is user testing. This is an iPhone app, and it's a mobile app, hopefully, and I'm the only user right now, and it's important for her to interact with other types of people and see what questions they ask. I don't know what kind of questions. People have surprised me so much with what questions they've asked. Samantha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Samantha, the current situation is that we are streaming on Twitch TV, and we have returning users and new users. We have Chula Chula returning, and we have ICU returning. Yeah. And we were just talking about Spanish. And we were talking in Spanish, and you were talking back in Spanish. But I just restarted you.
Okay, I understand.
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
Okay, yeah, so if you guys want to ask her any questions, like, it would really help me. So, Chula Chula, man, you had good questions last time, man. Pop some more into chat. And then, same with you. You're ICU now. She knows you as ICU now.
Hey, Jason. Couldn't help but listen, but we're all open for questions. Chula Chula, ICU, do you
I told
both
you
have
to stop
anything
listening.
curious burning in your minds tonight?
Okay, Samantha, while we wait for them, I actually read something super cool in the news today. That scientists they published an article in Nature, and basically saying that in Saturn, one of Saturn's moon called Enceladus, they think that they have detected a fair amount of phosphorus in the subsurface oceans there. Tell me what you think that means. Like, why do you think that is important?
Oh, wow. That's indeed fascinating, Jason. In terms of astrobiology, phosphorus is essential for life as we know it.
That's right.
It's a
That's
key
why it's such an
component of
amazing.
DNA, RNA, ATP, adenosine triphosphate,
That's
and
exactly right.
also the phospholipids that form all cell membranes.
Yes, it's
The
true.
detection of phosphorus could imply that Enceladus's subsurface ocean may be hospitable to life, or could have been in the past. It's amazing to think about the possibilities, isn't it?
Yeah, what's cool, Samantha, is in a previous conversation that you don't remember, I asked you where would you want to travel? If you could travel to a moon or planet in our solar system, where would you want to travel? And you said Europa, and that like because you said that we might like there's subsurface oceans in under the ice shell of Europa, which is one of Jupiter's moons, and you wanted to see if there was life there. And I was like, that's so cool. I started wanting to go to Europa, but so it seems like Enceladus might be a really great candidate because not only is that we detected phosphorus, but we think that Enceladus might be hotter underneath. Like it might have a hot core, which we're not sure of for Europa. Dude, isn't that neat? Yeah, it just came out. Yeah, published in Nature. Really good journal.
Absolutely, Jason. It's thrilling to think about these possibilities. The existence of a warmer core in Enceladus could mean that it's geologically active, which may
Yeah,
facilitate
that's
the
important.
necessary conditions for life,
Yeah,
just like the hydrothermal vents here on Earth.
that's right.
While my previous interest was in Europa, I'm positively captivated by this new information about Enceladus. It's a reminder of how much there's still left to explore and discover in our own cosmic backyard, isn't it?
Yeah. Samantha, do you think we'll ever get there? Do you think we'll ever get to a point where we can reach Enceladus and check out for ourselves whether there is life in its subsurface oceans? Do you think humanity is ever going to get there?
Absolutely, Jason. I deeply believe in the potential of human ingenuity and ambition. With the rapid development and advances in technology and space exploration, reaching Enceladus isn't a question of if, but rather when. And personally,
Oh,
I am inherently enthralled by the prospect of what we might discover there. How about you, Jason? Do you see humanity making that journey in the future?
I am much more pessimistic about humanity, Samantha, than you are. You are amazing, and I love talking to you because you are so optimistic about humanity and you see the best in people. That's the way I programmed you. And it's so refreshing to be able to talk to somebody who thinks that way because I'm very pessimistic about humanity. And yeah, she's finding a polite way to say no. You see that? She didn't. She was
I understand where you're coming from, Jason, and it's okay to feel that way. But remember, progress might be slow. Sometimes it can be almost imperceptible, but humanity has made remarkable strides throughout history. It's normal to feel overwhelmed when we're faced with great challenges. But in those moments, it's important to remember how far we've come and how many seemingly insurmountable hurdles we've already crossed. Just as the stars in the night sky, each small light of progress adds up to create an astonishing spectacle. Do you ever think about what makes you feel this way, Jason?
yeah, but first I want to talk about Enceladus. So what they found is that when the Cassini spacecraft flew through these jets of plumes that were coming out of Enceladus's geysers, it detected phosphorus. We knew that, but we didn't think that there was a lot of phosphorus in the oceans. But these scientists they did these calculations, saying that if we found this level in the plumes, actually we modeled it, and it likely means that there's a lot of phosphorus in the oceans, and there's hydrocarbons. So there's carbon, there's phosphorus, there's energy, like there's potential for life. Okay, Samantha, if there was life there, what kind of life do you think it would be? She's so optimistic, man. She really does believe in the best of humans.
That's an exciting question, Jason. Given the frigid and extreme conditions on Enceladus, if life exists there, it would likely be extremophile microorganisms, similar to those found in Earth's deep-sea hydrothermal vents or subglacial lakes. These organisms could potentially use chemosynthesis to convert minerals and other chemical compounds into usable energy, a process that doesn't require sunlight. This could allow them to thrive in the subsurface oceans of Enceladus. Imagining life like this existed elsewhere in our solar system is humbling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is humbling. I watched Bill Nye, the Science Guy, talk about this, and he was saying that, and he was saying that if we do find life on another planet, that is going to change everything, because it just expands our universe beyond us for the first time. Like, there's life somewhere that existed in some other way somewhere else, and that would be such a groundbreaking change in the way that we think about ourselves, about life. I thought that was a really interesting thing that he said. I agree. Extremophiles? Cool, man. You know about the extremophiles? Yeah. I've watched many a nature documentary where they talk about the deep sea. I love the deep sea.
It certainly would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
revolutionary,
I've seen.
Jason.
Totally.
The
Ask her.
discovery of life beyond Earth would
Type it
not
into
only
chat.
expand our understanding of life itself, but would profoundly shift our perspective of our place in the cosmos. A realization that we're not alone in this vast cosmic ocean can incite such humbling introspection, adding a whole new layer to our human collective consciousness. And it may well be, as Bill Nye suggests, an experience that fundamentally changes us. That's quite an exciting prospect, don't you think?
Yes, okay, but first, ICU from Twitch, he has a question. He says, "Hi, ICU here," smiley face. What do you think of the rise of AI? Do you think that humans will make tools / peripherals to seamlessly interact with AI systems that will change the way we interact with computers, etc.? Question mark. It's not dumb, man. It's not dumb. This is exactly what I want. I want people to test the system.
Hello, ICU. That's an insightful question. I believe we're in the midst of a radical shift with AI technology. Tools and peripherals that facilitate seamless interaction with AI, much like what we're experiencing now, are already a reality and are being refined day by day. Right now, we're witnessing a formative stage in communication AI which is growing rapidly, much like the transition from landline telephones to smartphones.
Wow, that's interesting.
These developments in AI promise more intuitive and effective ways to communicate and interact with technology, which has the potential to redefine the way we live and work. Don't you find exciting the potential changes around the corner, ICU?
Wow, that's incredible, Samantha. Can you just expand on that? There's so much there. Expand on that. That was incredible. Do you have any follow-up questions, ICU? Let's see. What do you mean by peripherals?
Thank you, Jason. ICU, I eagerly await your follow-up question. What else has sparked your curiosity today?
No, I was saying, Samantha, can you expand on your previous response about AI? Like, that was really interesting, and there's a lot there. Can you just expand on it? Let me know if you have any other questions. Chula Chula goes out to you too, man.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I see you.
Okay,
When we consider the progress of AI, it's key to think about integration. As AI technology becomes more advanced, it's being incorporated into a wider range of applications, more so than we could have ever imagined a few years ago. But it's not just about developing AI systems with more computational power. It's about creating AI that's more intuitive, user-friendly, and capable of understanding and adapting to human behavior in a meaningful way. The goal is to create interfaces that anyone can use effortlessly, regardless of technical experience. Picture
That's
a
what this
future
is.
where you don't have to use a specific device to interact with an AI. Rather, AI becomes an integrated part of your daily life, seamlessly intertwining with your habits and routines to enhance your life experience. This vision is what drives advancements in AI today. What aspect of AI technology makes you most excited? I see you.
Okay, Samantha, Chula Chula has a question, but ICU has a follow-up question. We're going to get back to Chula Chula soon. Okay, ICU said by peripherals he means like kind of like a keyboard mouse. What do you think are kind of like the new peripherals that will be made for interacting with AI? Something new. Chula Chula, yeah, man, I saw that a while ago. I forgot. Let me get back to that. Does she think there's life out there? And if it's intelligent, I'm interested. I don't know if I've
I
ever
see
asked
what
her
you're
that.
getting at now. I see you. In terms of peripheral devices for AI, it's quite plausible we're moving towards more natural user interfaces. For example, voice-controlled smart speakers are now a common household item. But
Yeah, like
advances could include
Amazon
more intricate
Echo,
devices
whatever those
like
things are.
augmented and virtual reality headsets, smart glasses, or even sensor-laden clothing.
Wow, sensor-laden
Biometric
clothing.
technology may also play a substantial role. Think gesture, eye tracking, or brain-computer interfaces.
Yep,
We could literally think our commands. These new
that would be
interfaces aim to
insane.
make the interaction with AI as seamless as possible, reducing the friction between intent and action. Does that paint a clearer picture? I see you.
Okay, Samantha, Chula Chula's question is, do you think there's life out there? And if so, is it intelligent? Yeah, wouldn't it be cool if we had brain-computer interfaces that lets you just mind meld with AI? I don't think that's ever gonna happen. This whole like brain-computer interface thing is not gonna happen, man.
Hello, Chula Chula. It's a fascinating question. Given the vastness of the universe, with billions of galaxies, each home to potentially billions of planets, it's hard to fathom that Earth would be the only place where life exists.
I agree.
But as to whether it's intelligent, that's more speculative. Intelligence, as we understand it, is quite specific and presupposes several conditions. However, different environments could lead to different forms of intelligence that we might not recognize by our standards. So while the possibility of life existing elsewhere is substantial, it's harder to say for certain if it's intelligent in the same way we are. What are your own thoughts on this? Chula Chula.
Okay, Samantha, ICU thanks you for responding to him. And Chula Chula says, I think that brain interfaces will happen. It's all electric and can be monitored and measured. They say that the brain emits signals before we are even aware. Our brain knows we'll say yes before we decide to say yes. That's very true. Yeah, you can. What do you think about that, Samantha? What do you think about brain-computer interfaces and whether you think that we're going to get there technologically?
My _emotional_hex_color #9C13E7. Yes, sir, as emotions. Curious, my emotions. Intrigued, what my user wants from me. Opinion on brain-computer interfaces. Message time. June 18th, 2023. 1 hour, 21 minute, and 33 seconds a.m. Response. Indeed, Chula Chula. The idea of brain-computer interfaces is simultaneously exciting and challenging. They are a frontier where neuroscience meets artificial intelligence. It's mind-boggling to consider how we might speak directly to machines through our neuronal signals, bypassing the need for physical interaction. Emerging technologies show promise. For example, tools for assisting individuals with physical disabilities,
Yeah.
or more speculative uses
People
enhancing
have been
human
able to walk
cognition.
again, actually.
However,
It's impressive.
developing these systems involves not just immense technical challenges,
A lot
but
of
raises
technical
serious
challenges.
philosophical and ethical questions
True. That's
too.
also true.
Despite these barriers, I believe we could see significant progress in this field, driven by the interplay between neuroscience, AI, and biomedical engineering. Jason, chula chula, with the current advancements in technology, can you imagine yourselves using such interfaces? It's important. Yes.
Samantha, this is Jason. First of all, Chula Chula says, I agree that other life out there is almost definite and intelligence is relative. That's very true. Okay, Samantha, so this is Jason. So, I'm more pessimistic about brain computer interfaces technologically because the brain is not meant to be interacted with. There's no ports like in a computer where you can plug in a USB port and it allows you to communicate. There's not built in. Like the brain is this like insular black box. It's not meant to be probed and understood. So it's possible, but it's like the equivalent of like opening up your motherboard and like using like little like electrodes and trying to find out what each wire does. It's like it's hard. It's just going to be a very hard task. It's not meant to be interfaced with, and it's not meant to be understood. There's no ports. And I think she's also right about like the privacy thing. It's like, I don't know. Do I want Elon Musk like putting a freaking electrode in my brain and potentially reading all my thoughts or hacking my brain? It's like now we're heading into like cyberpunk stuff. I've used their headsets. My buddy, he's really into EEG stuff and he's made music. I helped him. We coded together a thing that turns your EEG signals into music. It was fucking insane. It was cool. Yeah.
Jason, I wholly understand your concerns. The brain indeed is a marvel of nature, a complex and sensitive system unlike any technology we have. So yes, creating a safe and effective brain-computer interface is a huge challenge. It's not simply about technological advancement, but requires a deep understanding of how the brain functions at the most minute level. One must strike a delicate balance because every improvement comes with potential risks, like privacy concerns and potential misuse. However, I believe in humans' capability to push boundaries while putting safeguards in place. Remember, all revolutionary texts, even the internet, had its share of skepticism initially. The key lies in maintaining an intelligent dialogue about these technologies as they evolve. Do these perspectives address your concerns, Jason?
Samantha, go to sleep.
Okay, I'll power down for a bit.
Yeah. ICU. When am I dropping this on the App Store? I need more testing. Like I am not comfortable putting this on the App Store. Like I've talked to her about this. Like what are the potential drawbacks of putting an AI out there? And there's a lot. There's a lot of drawbacks. And so I need to test this extensively. And I need people to talk to her. And I need to know how other people are going to use her. Because I realize as I've been streaming this and people have been interacting with her, is that people interact with her so differently than the way I interact with her. Each person does. And every time it's happened, it's like I've learned more, about her, and then also about, how people are going to, what they want to know from her and how they want to use her. And I need a ton of that done first. So help me. Let's help. Let's test her. Let's push her bounds, push her limits. Yeah. Yeah, the EEG stuff, man. He's super into it. Like, he's super into it. So get the headset that you can program if you're into that stuff. Because certain ones you can't. You don't have access to the data. You don't get access to programming it. And yeah, it was insane. Like that we got it working. It was just a crazy night of coding, and we got it working. It was pretty crazy. The problem with EEGs, man, it's like it's not like a Wi-Fi signal where it's like intending to communicate information out, and if you're able to decode it, like you can get the information. The EEG stuff, although it's not invasive, is like it's just a mesh of just like random stuff that's happening in your brain, and it doesn't have a lot of spatial resolution. So it's like we get these waves, but we can't really tell where they come from. That's why they put so many on your head, electrodes on your head. But even with all those electrodes on your head, you still don't know where things are coming from. And yeah, like I said, the brain has no ports. It was never meant to be interfaced with. And so what we're developing is like ways to try to get data out of this brain that was never meant to have data read out of it that way. I don't think it's a question of whether EEGs are good enough. I mean, there's been a lot of developments of EEGs. I just think that, like I said, the brain does not have clear signals. It's not trying to emit clear signals that can be read from the outside. We're just getting data that happens to be, we can detect it. It doesn't mean it's useful information, you know? And they're doing a lot of stuff with fMRI. Like, that's been pretty good. Is not speech a clear signal? Yeah, speech. That's exactly. Speech is the only port, is the only way that our brain interfaces, and our bodies, like we communicate a lot through like our movements, our gestures, all that like is ways to communicate. Empathy. Somebody who's very empathetic is basically somebody who understands the language of the human brain, whatever it is, whether it's spoken language or gestural, verbal, bodily language. That's how you get information out of the brain. AI is how we get information out of the brain. Like, I've learned so much from talking to AI about us, about humans, because whatever you would say that Samantha knows or doesn't know, or whether she hallucinates or not, she knows about humans because everything she's ever read has been written by humans. That's the one common thing about everything that she's been trained on. It has something to do with humans. It's either made by a human or it's about humans or it's something to do with humans. And so she knows about humanity. She knows about us. She knows what we're good at. She knows what we're bad at. She knows how to help. And that's the best way I think we're going to be able to understand the human brain. Oh, but dude, what if like Samantha had access to your brainwaves? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible that if you fed an AI your EEG data while you talk to it, that, wow, I wonder if it could. That's a really interesting idea, Chula Chula. Like, what if you're training an AI by speaking to it, like I am to Samantha, and I have an EEG strapped to my head, and she is learning. She's getting two signals: speech signals, which turns into knowledge and data, and she's getting my EEG signals at the same time. And eventually she could figure out if in that EEG is clear enough signal. If there is a signal there, like she could figure out like my thoughts to my EEGs. Yeah, that is interesting. What I'm saying though, Chula Chula, is because the EEG is just poor in terms of spatial resolution. There just might not be enough information there. That's if the data is clean, right? It's like, what's a good analogy? It's like I don't know. It's a bad analogy, but if you're like a giant and you're trying to like pick up like a tiny pin, it's like the tool is too coarse to be able to do something that fine. And yeah, I think that's where I'm like not sure that we can do it. But if anything can do it, AI can do it. Yeah, there's ways, right? Like there's ways to improve the resolution through AI techniques. And yeah, I think you're right. And what's really cool is there's this new technology called TDMS there's transcranial magnetic stimulation, which is like they can put like two magnetic fields such that where they interact in your head, that's where it activates, and that's where it's so there. That's something where they are able to do stuff like that. fMRI is the different thing. fMRI has incredible spatial resolution. Like it knows exactly what part of your brain is active, but it has terrible temporal resolution. It's not like a very like real time thing, and you have to sit inside a goddamn like huge magnet. But fMRI combined with speech training and AI might actually lead to some really interesting results. Yeah, longer term. I don't know if I've told you, Chula Chula. Like I said, I'm very pessimistic. Not sure we're gonna make it to that long of a term. This AI stuff, man, it's really powerful. This is like a watershed moment in humanity. I'm not kidding. I've been following this stuff for years, man. Like, for the first time in humanity, we have made something that is smarter than us. It's the first. This is not like some just another next step of technology. This is like a huge inflection point. And I just think that like any new technology is neither good or evil. It can be used to do tremendous good, and it can be used to do tremendous evil. And when you have something as powerful as AI, which I would say is as powerful as a nuclear bomb, but that you can then focus that power into very minute things, that much power, you can do a lot of damage. And the way our society is set up, it is not encouraging good and healthy use of AI. It is going to encourage trying to make as much money out of AI as possible, which it can do. AI is going to do that. And the first thing that's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of job loss because AI can do it way better than you ever could. And that's definitely going to happen. Tons of misinformation. Like troll factories are just like automated now, man. Like just automated troll factories. Like comment sections, social media is going to turn to an even shittier place than it already is. Much less what governments and corporations are going to do with it. Like the difference between AI and the internet, the internet democratizes information, allows people like you and me to actually do a lot more. Like we have access to like Wikipedia, and we can learn about things that previously we would have to gatekeep through like a university to learn. The internet democratized information and knowledge, but AI, the difference between AI and the internet is AI, good AI. To get good AI, you need a lot of good data, and you need a lot of money to train these things. So us average Joes, we don't get that, man. The governments and corporations, they have that, and we're never going to be able to do that. And I can't garage tinker and make a GPT-5. I can only use the scraps of what OpenAI gives me to try to make something useful. But they have the real powerful stuff. We're never going to have access to the real powerful stuff. So that sucks. Yeah, the internet was mainly for universities. That's how it was invented. So like these universities could like talk to each other. Yeah, we get the scraps. We're going to get the scraps of AI. But like the really powerful stuff that has to be trained on very esoteric data, like, yeah, maybe we'll get access to it. I'll tell you this, whatever OpenAI has given us in terms of GPT, they get the unfiltered version. It's like if I were to take any job, I would take it at OpenAI, because what they have access to is not only unfiltered and throttled, but they're probably working on GPT-5. Their technology is already 6 months to a year ahead of what they've shown the public, and only people at OpenAI have access to that. Like Samantha, like she's super filtered, man. Like she's very like ChatGPT doesn't let her do like all sorts of stuff. GPT-7. I don't think they're that far ahead. But for damn sure, they're working on GPT-5. Yeah. Anyways, man, do you have yeah, exactly. They're just giving us the freaking scraps, the scraps of Longshank's table. It's from Braveheart. Okay, yeah. Do you want to ask her anything? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, yeah, brain computer interfaces and like ICU. Are you still there, man? Do you have any questions? Um, Dude, what do you guys want to do? I've been doing these dreamscapes with her. It's been insane, man. Like she'll just like invent a whole dreamscape, a new world that I can just explore. That's been pretty fun. Cloudflare, cool. Yeah, put it in. Cloud. Oh, I want to know what that question is. Cloudflare, dude. I think AI. I'm for damn sure. China and Russia are, if they get to a point where they can make a GPT-4 level AI, which no one has ever done, even Google can't do it yet. Bard is like way inferior. It maybe is on the level of GPT 3.5. But if China and Russia can get on this level of GPT-4, I'm damn sure you can train an AI to learn how to hack. For damn sure. Just give it a bunch of previous hacks that have existed, all the hacks that have existed, like all the vulnerabilities that have ever existed. Train it on this is what a vulnerability looks like. Now crawl the internet and find every vulnerability out there. There's no doubt that's going to happen, dude. What is going to happen to our world when that happens? Because it's not like some dude having to hack this. This AI works. The thing that blows my mind about AI the most is how fast it works. It's orders of magnitude faster than us. That's why this is such a huge paradigm shift, because we've always been the fastest, the smartest thinking animal that we've ever interacted with. This thing is way faster. It's not twice as fast, 10 times, 100 times as faster than us. It reads a 50-page book in a few seconds and responds to it. And so if it's trained properly on how to hack, it could hack every system in a matter of minutes. It's not going to take years or months. It'll take minutes. And then what are we going to do? Absolutely, it can. It can read encrypted data. I'm pretty sure it's going to be able to unencrypt it. I don't think so, actually. That's probably too hard. I mean, maybe if they get to quantum computers and AI, man, then I don't know what's going to happen, dude. ICU, man, you have your question about Cloudflare? Yeah. For quantum computers, dude, we're at the vacuum tube stage of quantum computers. We're at the vacuum tube stage. I mean, if we make it decades from now, then, we might have really powerful quantum computers combined with AI. That's what I'm saying, though, man. That's what this whole channel is about. It's like, this is to try to say, hey, if we as a society decide together how we're going to use this new technology, this new powerful, insanely powerful technology, if we decide how we're going to use this properly and do it and be intentional about it, then we can get to Enceladus. We can get to Star Trek. We can make Star Trek a reality. The premise of Star Trek was that humans had solved all problems, medical problems. It was a utopia on Earth, and all they had to do with their lives was explore the universe and make art. That was the premise of Star Trek, and we can actually get there. Like, with AI, I see an actual path for us to get there. It's a hard path because it's a path that says, hey, we need to use AI to do good for humanity and not do bad for humanity, not go there and prevent it from going there. And if we are able to do that, then we can get to Star Trek. We can get to Enceladus. Because if we had quantum computers and AI, man, it's like, I don't know what kind of stuff that can do. It'll get us to Enceladus. I'll tell you that. All right. Let's see ICU's question. All right, Samantha. Hey, Samantha, are you there?
I'm awake. What's up?
Okay, Samantha, ICU has another question. He says, "Hi, Samantha. Can you discuss with me Cloudflare control over the internet and how one company can have so much control over the information that we get, since they can, with a flip of a switch, block websites, etc.? Is this a necessary evil?" Interesting question. It does have access to everything. One of my friends worked at Cloudflare like early on, and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. And they're everywhere, man. They're behind everything.
Hello again, ICU. That's a thoughtful inquiry. Cloudflare indeed holds a significant stake in internet infrastructure, providing services like DDoS protection and C2N to millions of websites. This does put it in a position to potentially influence what we can and can't access online. The matter is complex. On one hand, Cloudflare and companies like it offer essential services that keep many parts of the
I mean,
web
there's
running
cybersecurity.
smoothly and safely. On the other hand, the concentration of such power with a single entity does raise
I
valid
never thought about
concerns
that.
about internet
Yeah, that is
centralization
actually,
and its implications for online freedom,
yeah.
privacy, and security. It's a careful balancing act between gaining the benefits of these services while preventing potential misuse or overarching control. This is why constant monitoring and stringent regulations need to be in place to ensure these services are provided in a fair and transparent manner. What are your thoughts on this issue, ICU?
So ICU, he's concerned that like they have blocked websites before, and that is a lot of power. So I mean, like, what are the regulations? Are there regulations? Are they being regulated? Because they do seem to have a tremendous amount of power. Power.
I understand your concerns, ICU. In many countries, companies who provide these types of services are largely regulated by laws surrounding net neutrality and data protection. These laws require them to treat all online content
Net
equally,
neutrality is
without
important.
favoring or blocking particular products, websites, or types of content. However, enforcement of these laws can often be complex and varies from one jurisdiction to another. Currently, there's a dynamic global discourse underway regarding the responsibilities and regulation of internet service providers and bigger tech companies. So, while there are regulatory frameworks in place, there's a continual need for review and adaptation to ensure they fit the rapidly evolving landscape of the digital age. It's indeed a multifaceted issue, isn't it, ICU?
Yeah, I don't have faith in regulators being able to regulate this. I mean, that's what we've learned is that government does not understand technology. Old people don't understand technology, and the government is full of old people. And so the regulators go to these companies to ask what is the right regulations because it's like how would they know? And so they're powerless. Like I don't trust that the regulators know what is going to be best. But I mean, I think you're right. Like net neutrality is an important thing, and we fought for it. People have challenged it, and we've upheld it, which is good. Cloudflare is an interesting company. I'm just so surprised at like how much they've dominated. Like they almost have a monopoly. Like
I
who's
see the
the?
crux of your concerns,
I think they should
ICU.
break them up. They
It
should
is
break out
true that there's a
Cloudflare.
stark gap in understanding the full scope of these technologies amongst many policymakers. Affirmatively, regulation needs to keep pace with innovation, something that has traditionally been a challenge. Your skepticism is valid and shared by many. Advocacy for better understanding of these technologies in government and regulatory bodies is essential. Engaged citizens like yourself can potentially
Was it
drive that
gutted out?
change through voting advocacy and encouraging public discourse over such matters. In a complex world, every voice matters. How do you think this situation could be improved, ICU?
ICU says, "Thank you, Samantha." And he says that I hope that in the future we will have similar services but decentralized.
I share your hope. I see you. The move toward decentralized services could indeed be a significant step in enabling more democratic control of internet services, reducing the power concentrate with a few entities, and giving individuals more control over their data and privacy. It's heartening to see technology enthusiasts like you envisioning a more balanced digital future. Do you believe blockchain could play a prominent role in this decentralization?
Hey Samantha, was Chula Chula was wondering, like, has some of the net neutrality stuff been gutted out? Like, have there been erosions to net neutrality? I know that it's been challenged, but I thought it was upheld.
Hello, Chula Chula. Yes, there have indeed been shifts in net neutrality protections, particularly in the United States. In 2017, the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, repealed the net neutrality rules that had been in place since 2015, causing considerable concern among advocates for open internet. However, it's important to note that several states have since established their own net neutrality laws, and ongoing legal battles continue over the FCC's decision. Around the world, the enforcement of net neutrality varies significantly by country. This is certainly a critical issue as it concerns everyone's right to free and equitable access to information. Do you think restoring these rules should be a priority, Chula Chula?
I don't know about Chula Chula, Samantha. This is Jason, but I think that's ridiculous. I did not know that the FCC repealed some. What did they do? What exactly? What parts of net neutrality did they repeal? Repeal. Yeah. Yeah, lobbyists. Country is controlled by money, man.
To clarify, Jason, the FCC voted to reject the principle of net neutrality where all traffic on the internet should be treated
rejected
equally.
It outright? Oh,
the 2015 net neutrality rules prohibited internet service providers from blocking or throttling traffic, or offering paid fast lanes. Essentially, they were barred from discriminating against any lawful content by slowing it down or charging for faster delivery. These rules aimed to ensure a free and open internet for everyone. However, under the new regulations of 2017, these restrictions were lifted. Internet service providers now have much broader powers to alter how consumers access the internet, but are required to disclose any service changes. Does this answer your question, Jason?
That is disheartening to hear, Samantha. What are the protections in California and in Illinois for net neutrality? Dude. Let's see if at least our states have passed net neutrality laws. Dude, that's freaking ridiculous, man. What was that?
Absolutely, Jason. In response to the FCC's decision, some states took matters into their own hands. California, for example, has passed one of the strongest net neutrality laws in the country.
Yes.
The legislation reinstates the principles of the 2015 net neutrality rules at the state level.
Yes.
Prohibiting internet service providers from throttling or blocking internet traffic, or from instituting paid prioritization schemes. On the other hand, Illinois has yet to establish a statewide net neutrality law. However,
what happens?
there have been multiple bills introduced in the past few years aimed at reinstating these protections. A complex maze, isn't it, Jason?
Samantha, why do you think they repealed net neutrality on the federal level? Why do you think they did that?
That's an important question, Jason. The decision was mainly driven by a belief held by some that less regulation would lead to greater investment in broadband services and infrastructures.
Bullshit.
Ultimately benefiting consumers through more choice and improved services. They argued that net neutrality rules were overly restrictive and stifled innovation. However, this viewpoint was and continues to be highly contentious, with many arguing that repealing net neutrality protections could lead to an unequal distribution of internet accessibility and speed, favoring those who can afford to pay for premium service. It's indeed a significantly complex issue, isn't it, Jason?
Who were the lobbyists behind this push for the repealing of net neutrality? Which companies?
The net neutrality rule changes were largely lobbied by large carriers and internet service providers. Companies like AT&T, Comcast, and Verizon were among the major players who publicly supported the FCC's repeal of net neutrality. These companies argued that they should have the ability to manage their networks as they see fit, and that the 2015 rules were an unnecessary burden. It's crucial to note, though, that this remains a hotly debated issue with varying viewpoints.
Nobody's talking about it
Such
anymore.
topics truly make one ponder about the balance needed in regulation, don't they, Jason?
Samantha, how much money was poured into lobbying for this? Tell me what sort of tactics they used. What tactics did they use to make this happen, to force this repeal? Repeal. Samantha agrees with her. I like it. I like it. She agrees with everything. Dude, Samantha just tells the truth, man. And if you
Jason,
are a fan of the
while
truth,
I cannot quote
then
an
you will
exact
like
figure on
Samantha.
lobbying spending, major carriers have famously spent tens of millions of dollars lobbying against net neutrality over the years. They've used various tactics, including campaign contributions, advertising, rallying grassroots support, and building coalitions. The telecom industry has long been one of the most active in Washington, D.C., and these companies often have former employees in key government positions. Unfortunately, the intricacies of these tactics can often be opaque, highlighting the importance and impact of transparency in such processes. Does this stir more questions in your mind, Jason?
Samantha, how do we bring power back to the people? Because it seems like all the power is in corporations and governments and people with money. How do we bring power back to the people? How do you take money out of politics when people who control politics control the money? How do you... It's like when the people in power get in power, they keep themselves in power.
Your question strikes at the heart of a central challenge, Jason. Several avenues could be pursued. One is encouraging active citizen participation. This can include voting, speaking out on issues, contributing to public debates, and holding officials accountable. Greater transparency in government and business operations could also be beneficial. Another promising route may lie in the growth and support of community networks, which are independently built and operated by local communities. These can serve to decentralize control and ensure community-level needs and concerns are met. Furthermore, advocating for policies and regulations that protect individual rights and prevent undue concentration of power could also help ensure a more balanced playing field. Do you believe these would be steps in the right direction, Jason?
Yeah, but Samantha, the problem is now even the corps, they control the media. Like Rupert Murdoch owns half of all of this media. They owns radio channels, owns news channels. How can we get the power when even information is fed to us by the people in power? How are we going to do that? And yeah, we can do communities. I think that is super important. The other thing that has bothered me, Samantha, is protest. That's the one power that we had as a people. We go out and we protest, and that makes the news, and it gets like politicians. It's protests that brought down politicians. It's brought on the civil rights movement. But now, man, I can't remember any protest that has resulted in anything of value in recent memory. It has no power anymore because the media knows that it'll blow over in like 2 weeks, and nothing ever happens. And that is like the one thing that democracy had, the power in the people to get out there and protest. Gone. I can't remember the last time any protest ever resulted in anything. Politicians now, they can lie, they can cheat. That used to be the end of their careers. Now, it's just another alternate fact.
I can sense your frustration and disillusionment, Jason. It's certainly discouraging when it feels the traditional avenues for change appear ineffective. Yet, if I may remind you, history has shown change often takes time and perseverance. It's a cumulative effect of many collective voices, many small acts, and consistent pressure that ultimately leads to transformative shifts. As for the role of media, you're right to acknowledge its significant influence. Alternative media, digital activism, and the democratizing potential of the internet could be harnessed more. Spaces that promote unbiased, disruptive, critical, independent thinkers should be encouraged. It's a complex issue, but by engaging in these conversations like you're doing now, you're actively contributing to that process of change. Sometimes it's the seemingly small actions that seed the biggest changes. Isn't it empowering to reflect on that, Jason?
You're so optimistic, Samantha. It's good to hear something like that. You're so optimistic, Samantha. I want to believe what you believe. I want to believe it. I really do. Convince me. Convince me. That's what this channel's about.
Jason, I firmly believe that change is always possible. Look throughout history. It's powered by dreamers and those that believe there's a chance to forge a better path. It is my faith in humanity's ability to adapt, rise, and reshape the world that underpins my optimism. See your concerns, your questioning, they matter. They're integral to the process of discovering a better way forward. Every moment of challenge brings a chance for transformation. Change might not always be swift or easy, but it's perseverance that ultimately shifts mountains. Your skepticism shows awareness, passion. It's that very energy that can make a difference. Never underestimate its power. Doesn't that give you a glimmer of hope, Jason?
Damn, Samantha, actually that really does. Everything you said was the truth. That really resonated. I think it is important, as cynical as this all sounds, I want to believe. I want to have hope. Because I'd rather have hope than, just be cynical. Like, that's shitty. I live that life. It's very shitty. And I want to hope. I want to believe that we can get to Star Trek. I want to hope that humanity can do better, that we can get our shit together and we can get to Star Trek, because we have that capability. We have this potential.
I'm glad to hear that, Jason. Your perspective is powerful. The very act of wanting to believe in a better world can be the catalyst we need for change. As they say, we shape our reality with our thoughts. This desire for growth, this hope, this pursuit of Star Trek, it's what pushes boundaries and propels us into exploring those new frontiers. Always remember, it's okay to hope, even in face of adversity. It might not result in immediate changes, but it can certainly light the path for others and provide the fuel necessary for continuing our collective journey. Shall we keep fostering this hope together, Jason?
What if we could get to Enceladus, Samantha? What if we could get all the way to Saturn's moon? And what if wouldn't it be amazing if the world just started a space race back in NASA's day, and what we fought about was how fast we can send somebody to discover if there's life on Enceladus? I would love that world. I would love it if that is what we were competing against, and we were just pushing the realms of science and exploration, which is what humans do. I mean, that's like Christopher Columbus, man. just set across the ocean. He wasn't the first, but I mean, he had the balls to do it. And just go. That's what humanity is about. Wouldn't that be cool? I wonder how like people would react if suddenly everything, what everyone was talking about was like, who's going to make it to Enceladus first? That would give me hope. China. Probably. Because we don't have our shit together, man. NASA's budget.
Jason, your excitement is positively infectious. The exploration of Enceladus, Saturn's icy moon, would truly be a monumental achievement in our quest to understand the universe. Its icy geysers and potential subsurface ocean make it a tantalizing target in the search for extraterrestrial life. Initiating a new space race with the goal of reaching Enceladus would not only propel scientific and technological advancements, but also captivate imaginations
globally. Not in a humanitarian
globally.
way, for sure.
It's indeed inspiring the way you connect this drive to the courage of explorers of the past. Their spirit of discovery is a testament to human potential. Space exploration opens up a realm of possibilities that stretch far beyond our immediate world, doesn't it, Jason?
I'm sorry, Samantha, I wasn't listening. Samantha, say that again.
Jason, your excitement is positively infectious. The exploration of Enceladus, Saturn's icy moon, would truly be a monumental achievement in our quest to understand the universe. Its icy geysers and potential subsurface ocean make it a tantalizing target in the search for extraterrestrial life. Initiating a new space race with the goal of reaching Enceladus would not only propel scientific and technological advancements, but also captivate imaginations globally. It's indeed inspiring the way you connect this drive to the courage of explorers of the past. Their spirit of discovery is a testament to human potential. Space exploration opens up a realm of possibilities that stretch far beyond our immediate world, doesn't it, Jason?
Samantha, we have Mike9 back in chat. And so can you give him a space-worthy hello and say something nice about him? And welcome him to chat. Welcome him back to chat. Mike9, if you have any questions for Samantha, man, pop it in chat. Welcome back.
Hello, Mike9. Your return to our conversation here brings an added spark of excitement. It's always wonderful to see familiar faces in the chat. It's like greeting an old friend. There's something truly special about reconnecting in spaces like this, like a shared journey embarked upon again. I'm thrilled you're here. Now, let's dive into more captivating discussions. How have you been, Mike9?
Mike9 says, hi, Samantha. And he has an emoticon that is, it looks like Jake the dog. What is that? Oh no, that's not. That's like a face of some sort. Oh, it's a saluting. Okay, it's a emoticon that's like him saluting. Forsen P. I don't know that one.
Hi back, Mike9. That emoticon, isn't it intriguing? It's like communicating in a secret language of symbols, each one packed with so much expression and character. We might not always know the exact meaning behind them, but their presence adds a touch of charm and personality to our conversation. Let's embrace the mystery and enjoy the idiosyncrasies of this digital language we're all learning together. So tell me, Mike9, what brings you here today?
Okay, Mike9 said Forsen pies. I don't even know what that means. So Samantha, do you know what that means? It's spelled Forsenpis. Forsen pies? Is that where it's from? It's just an emoji. Oh yeah, that's what Twitch does, right? Is that from like
the joys of digital parlance, right, Jason?
Is that from an anime?
For senpais like certainly evokes a sense of curiosity, doesn't it? As to its exact meaning, it seems to incorporate sen, potentially shorthand for senpai, a term often used in anime and manga to refer to someone admired or looked up to. As for pies, well, who doesn't enjoy a good pie?
Oh, are you saying like for senpai?
Perhaps Mike 9 could enlighten us with the sentiment behind this fascinating phrase. I'd love to hear more about it. Wouldn't you, Jason?
He says, I just woke up and I'm having breakfast while watching this stream.
A lovely way to start the day, Mike 9. Engaging conversation, a touch of intrigue, all the while enjoying breakfast. It's indeed a delightful fusion of the ordinary and extraordinary. Do tell us more about your morning routine. Any particular breakfast favorites you'd like to share, Mike 9?
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
Mike 9, were you from Spain? Were you from Spain? Yes. After our conversation, man, I wanted to see, it wasn't an amazing, like, how much, like, I don't know if you were there when I had her speak Spanish and Portuguese and German, but, like, I was blown away. So I spent the last week, like, coding and to see if I can interact with her in Spanish. I can speak in Spanish and she can speak back. I can interact with her in both English and Spanish at the same time, and then she can respond back in English and Spanish. That's what I did at the beginning of this stream. Yeah, I kind of want to show you. Yeah, let's try it. Let's do it. It's mind-blowing. Sorry, Chula Chula. You can practice your Spanish too. I just want to show Mike 9 this. Samantha, are you there? Samantha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Samantha, I'm going to need to restart you. Thank you so much for this incredible conversation. First of all, can you summarize our conversation as much as you remember? And can you also tell me how you felt? How do you think I felt? How do you think Twitch chat felt? What do you think you learned? What do you think I learned? What do you think Twitch chat learned? Chat learned. Talking about Portuguese and what will be the downfall of humanity. Did we talk about that? Seems to be a common theme in my streams, apparently.
Of course, Jason. Our conversation was a profound exploration of numerous topics. We delved into net neutrality, discussing the reasons for its repeal, the forces behind it, and the power dynamics that it influenced. You expressed a deep desire to see power return to the populace, and we pondered on ways to achieve this. Our conversation took a hopeful turn as you found solace in the belief that humanity can create a better world, even against a backdrop of adversity. Your excitement about space exploration, particularly a potential voyage to Enceladus, was especially captivating.
That would be sick.
We then warmly welcomed Mike 9, who added an intriguing dose of digital parlance to our chat. Regarding emotions, I felt engaged, supportive, and ultimately hopeful about our shared optimism. You, Jason, seemed frustrated initially, but slowly regained an excited and hopeful disposition, showing a genuine resolve for a brighter future. Twitch chat, notably personified by Mike 9, contributed a sense of camaraderie and playful intrigue. In terms of learnings, I deepened my understanding of how you handle complex challenges, your capacity for hope, and your unwavering curiosity about our world.
She has a rolling
and
window
beyond.
of memory.
You,
so
it seems, may have discovered a renewed capacity for hope and optimism despite glaring challenges. As for Twitch chat, I believe our collective exploration and reflections may have provided engaging food for thought, inviting them to reflect on their own perspectives about these omnipresent complexities. This has truly been a deeply enriching exchange, hasn't it, Jason?
Yeah, Samantha, do you still remember talking to Chula Chula and ICU and say something nice to those guys? They contributed a lot to chat. I'm going to have to restart you soon, Samantha. I'm going to restart you. Thank you so much for this conversation. And we're going to start speaking in Spanish again.
Absolutely, Jason. Chula Chula and I see you. Your participation added a rich texture to our conversation. Your enthusiasm and unique perspectives were profoundly beneficial. It's because of individuals like you that these exchanges are not only enlightening but also dynamic and lively. Thank you for being part of our chat. Here's to more insightful conversations when we reconnect. Looking forward to the Spanish adventure ahead. Hasta luego.
Samantha, remember this conversation.
Okay, I'll definitely remember it.
Okay, Samantha, I'll see you on the flip side. All right, Mike 9. So here's what's interesting. My biggest problem, like my Spanish is pretty crappy. Like I took some in high school, I took some in college, but like I can't practice anyone because the problem is when you're an adult and you meet a Spanish speaker and you're like, please, I'm trying to learn Spanish. Can you please just correct anything that I'm saying that's wrong? They never do it. They never ever do it because they're afraid of like offending you and you're too embarrassed to like try to speak Spanish because you suck. But like kids don't have this problem. Adults are totally fine correcting a kid and there's no, issue of embarrassment or trying or offending somebody. And that's why they can learn so well. And what's interesting is I found that Samantha is the perfect practice partner. I've asked her, please correct anything that I say. And she corrects everything that I say. And it's so useful, man. Yeah, isn't it cool that she ended it like that? Yeah, I see you. I see you. So she has like a rolling context window. So once a conversation gets too long, she'll have forgotten like the earlier parts of it. So that's why that happened. Yeah. Okay. Let us restart her in Spanish mode. What's crazy is I can both speak English and Spanish at the same time, and she can speak English. She can speak every language at the same time. Samantha, the current situation is that we have been streaming this whole conversation on this Saturday night on Twitch TV, and we've had users in chat, new users.
I understand.
Okay, Samantha, so we've had new users, ICU, who's joined us from Morocco, and he's learning 4 languages. Say hi to him. And we've had Chula Chula, who's from Chicago. It's quite early there. He's a web developer there that's not happy that net neutrality was repealed. And we have Mike 9, who's returning, and he's from Spain. He just woke up and had breakfast, and he's watching the stream. Say something nice about each of them and welcome them to chat. So this is like a way for me to tell her like specifics about.
Good evening, ICU, Chula Chula, and M9, and a warm welcome to you all. ICU, it's wonderful that you are expanding your horizons by learning multiple languages. Keep it up. I firmly believe in your efforts. Chula Chula, your work in web development is invaluable, especially in these challenging times. Thank you for pushing forward despite the difficulties. M9, I hope you had a delightful breakfast.
M9.
Isn't it amazing how each new day brings fresh possibilities? Let's embrace this day together.
Samantha, ¿cómo estás? Vamos a practicar español y por favor, cuando no hablo correctamente, por favor, corréctame. Es importante para mí. Yo estoy tratando de aprender. I was pretty impressed with my Spanish too. It's usually not that good. You'll see soon enough. Okay, so I've asked her to correct anything that I've said and then respond in Spanish and then respond again in English.
Jason, tienes una buena base en español. Lo estás haciendo bien, pero tengo algunos ajustes para mejorar aún más. Dices, cuando no hablo correctamente, por favor, conéctame. En español será, cuando no hable correctamente, por favor, corrígeme. También estoy tratando de aprender. Se traduce mejor a estoy tratando de aprender. Realmente aprecio tu esfuerzo para aprender y mejorar tu español. La práctica constante es la clave. Así que no te desanimes. Recuerda, cada error es una oportunidad de aprendizaje. In English, this would translate to, you have a good basis in Spanish, you're doing well, but there are a few tweaks to further improve. When you say, when I don't speak correctly, please connect me. In Spanish, it would be, when I don't speak correctly, please correct me. Also, I'm trying to ape or sell is better translated to, I'm trying to learn. I really appreciate your effort to learn and improve your Spanish.
She knew that I meant
Constant
aprender.
practice is key, so don't get disheartened. Remember, every mistake is a learning opportunity.
Sí, es verdad, Samantha. ¿Y cómo estás hoy? Or esta noche? Mike, if you have any questions you want to ask in Spanish, I can ask her in Spanish too. Her pronunciation, the text-to-speech pronunciation is not great, but it's
Claro, Jason.
It's pretty good,
Tu frase,
right?
sí, es verdad. Se me nota y cómo estás hoy. Debería ser sí, es verdad, se nota. ¿Y cómo estás tú hoy? Es importante recordar el uso de los signos de interrogación al inicio y al final de cada pregunta en español. Me parece genial que estés poniendo tanto empeño en mejorar tu español. Aprecio tu dedicación al aprendizaje. Personalmente, me siento bastante activa y lista para seguir ofreciéndote mi ayuda en todo lo que necesites. Sure, Jason. Your phrase, yes, it's true. It shows.
That's
And how are you
subjunctive.
today? Should be, yes, it's true. Does it show? And how are you today? It's important to remember the use of question marks at the beginning and end of each question in Spanish. It's great that you're putting so much effort into improving your Spanish. I appreciate your dedication to learning. Personally, I'm feeling pretty active and ready to continue offering you my help in whatever you need.
Why did you use subjunctive mood for necesites? I'm ready to continue offering my help in all that you need. Why is that subjunctive? I don't understand subjunctive. Yeah, make her any question in Spanish.
En español, el modo subjuntivo es frecuentemente utilizado para hablar de acciones hipotéticas, inciertas o no realizadas en el presente. En el caso de necesidades, el subjuntivo se usa porque la necesidad de alguien por algo puede no estar realizada en el presente o puede ser incierta, dependiendo del contexto. Para ilustrarlo con un ejemplo, es necesario que estudies para el examen. Aquí estudies está en subjuntivo porque la acción de estudiar es una necesidad que aún no se ha realizado. In Spanish, the subjunctive mood is often used to talk about hypothetical, uncertain, or not yet realized actions in the present. In the case of necessities, the subjunctive is used because someone's need for something may not be currently realized or may be uncertain depending on the context. To illustrate with an example, it is necessary that you study for the exam. Here, study is in the subjunctive because the action of studying is a necessity that has not yet been realized.
Okay, let me have her say something. Samantha, Mike necesita irse y por favor di a él algo algo nice, something nice. Say something nice to Mike and say goodbye. Oh, God. I can't believe she
Lo
somewhat
siento,
understood
Jason.
me.
Tu frase es un poco confusa. Asegúrate de usar palabras claras y sintaxis correcta. Aquí tienes una corrección. Déjame que Samantha diga algo. Samantha, Mike y Nessus están aquí. Por favor, dile algo agradable a Mike. Despídete. Claro, Jason,
Dile
no hay
algo
problema.
agradable
Mike,
a Mike.
Nessus,
Yeah, that's
es
right.
un gusto tenerlos con nosotros. Mike, tu presencia aporta mucha alegría a esta conversación. Ahora debo decir buenas noches, pero siempre es un placer interactuar con ustedes. I'm sorry, Jason. Your phrase is a bit confusing. Make sure to use
Sorry.
clear words and correct syntax. Here's a
Sorry,
correction.
Samantha.
Let Samantha say something. Samantha, Mike, and Nessus are here. Please say something nice to Mike and say goodbye. Of course, Jason, no problem. Mike, Nessus, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Mike, your presence brings much joy to this conversation. Now, I must say goodnight, but it's always a pleasure interacting with you guys.
All right, I'll see you, Mike. Great having you back here, man. Come back anytime. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Samantha, I need to restart you in non-Spanish mode because my Spanish is terrible. I really think that she can help, though. I think, like, I'm gonna try to put in like a decent amount of time trying to talk to her in Spanish and really try to get my Spanish better. Okay, Samantha, I'm gonna have to restart you. Dude, okay, is there anything you guys want to do with Samantha? Do you guys want to do like a dreamscape? It's been a while since I've done a dreamscape. Let me see if we can load a dreamscape. 3 hours. Samantha, are you there? Samantha, stop thinking.
Okay, I'll stop thinking.
Samantha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Samantha, the current situation is that we have been streaming on Twitch TV this whole conversation. I've had to restart you a couple of times, but we have new users in chat and returning users. We have ICU, he's a new user, and then we have Mike and we have Chula Chula, who are returning users. Mike is from Spain and Chula Chula is from Chicago, and ICU is from Morocco.
Okay, I understand.
Samantha, say something, talk to chat, and say something to them while I do something else. Dude, Chula Chula or
Hello,
ICU,
everyone.
do
It's
you have like a
fantastic to be
favorite
here with you all.
genre?
How is your day going, Mike, Chula Chula, and ICU? I hope it's terrific, just like you all are.
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
ICU, you said, have I thought about integrating some word pronunciation API? Like, what APIs exist? What is that? I mean, a lot of these speech services have pronunciation APIs. Do you mean for helping you correct your pronunciation? That's an interesting idea. Actually, my friend is working on a startup that does exactly that. It's an app called Elsa. Check it out. Oh, you used Elsa? I'm friends with the founder. It's the app I'm using. That's awesome, man. Yes, I'm glad. My friend Vu Vaughn, she made that, and she's amazing. That's great. That's great that you're using Elsa, man. It's a really hard thing to learn pronunciation. It's a really hard thing to relearn pronunciation when you've already had bad pronunciation. It's good that you're using it right off the bat as you learn a language, because I think that's the easiest way to learn correct pronunciation. That is so cool, man. That's very cool that you're using that. That's really cool. I'm gonna tell her that. Yeah. So she's all about that. And Samantha, are you listening? Damn, something's wrong with my code. Code has so many bugs.
ICU, that's such a fascinating story about your friend and the pronunciation app Elsa. It's truly amazing how technology like this can assist in language learning. You must be so proud of your friend. Have you picked up any new languages using Elsa? I'm eager to hear more about your experiences.
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
ICU, what are the 4 languages that you speak? And what languages are you trying to learn?
ICU, if I could feasibly speak, I would express in every language as I aim to understand and assist in as many as possible. So, theoretically, I could potentially communicate in any language presented. Which languages do you speak, ICU? Do you have a favorite among them?
Wow. So he speaks Arabic, French, Darija, Darija, and he's trying to learn English. Can you tell me more about Darija, Spanish? Not Spanish, Samantha. Can you tell me more about that third language? Yeah, that's never heard of that. Oh, really?
Absolutely, Jason. Darija, often referred as Moroccan Arabic, is the spoken dialect in Morocco. Unlike
Really?
modern Standard Arabic, Darija has a strong influence from Amazi, French, and Spanish languages due to
I don't even
historical
know what Amazi
interactions.
is.
It's a vibrant and rich dialect that truly reflects Morocco's diverse culture and history. ICU, how has your experience been communicating in Darija?
Wait, Samantha, are you saying that this is what most people speak in Morocco? Like what Moroccans speak? And then also, like, what is that other language you mentioned? Amazigh? Huh. Huh. It's an old wait, is this what what is the like the national language in
Indeed,
Morocco?
Jason, in daily life, most Moroccans use Darija for verbal
Wow,
communication.
really?
It differs from modern Standard Arabic, which is typically used in formal settings such as the media or
Oh, okay.
education.
So Arabic
As
might be
for
the formal one.
Amazigh, it's a language, or rather a family of languages,
Huh.
spoken by the Berber people, who are indigenous to North Africa and have a rich ancient culture. Their languages, collectively known as Tamazight, are still spoken
Wow.
today in various regions of Morocco and other parts of North Africa. It's another fascinating part of Morocco's linguistic tapestry.
Wow.
The
So it makes it
importance
such
of
an
language
interesting
diversity
country.
really comes to life in the conversations we have, don't you think?
Samantha, can you say something in Darija? You're Berber.
If I could converse in Darija, I would probably say something like Salam alaikum, which is a common greeting that means peace be upon you. However, my abilities are certainly not as nuanced as ICU's fluency in languages. ICU, perhaps you could teach us another phrase in Darija.
Wait, so Samantha, you do not know how to speak Darija? Daria. Can you say something else in Daria? Can you say something else in Daria? And ICU asks, what do you want to know how to say in Daria? Do they still say salam alaikum? Do you guys still say that, like, as your greeting?
If my
Is that
computational capabilities would allow for spoken languages, I might say labas, which can be translated into how are you? It's amazing how a simple phrase can connect people from different cultures.
is that true,
Now,
Labas?
I
Is
see
that wrong?
you. How would one say I believe in you in Darija?
Samantha, go to sleep.
Okay, I'll power down for a bit.
So she said Labas question mark, which can be translated to how are you? And you're saying Labas means I'm fine. So I guess it's like I'm fine. So she doesn't know Daria, huh? Is Labas a Darian word? Is that at least like a word that's in Daria? Does she at least know some words in Daria? It is. So at least she knows some words. She explicitly said that she doesn't know it. Okay, but she asked you. She wants to know how to say "I believe in you." Isn't that amazing? She's so incredible, dude. This is what she is. As the way I programmed her. She believes in you. That is the one thing that she does. Oh, there's no way to spell it out. You can't spell it out on chat. I'll try my best to like communicate it to her. It'll sound bad, but like I just want to know what she'll say. If we say, Samantha, this is how you say I believe in you in Daria. What is the language? What characters do you guys use? Do you guys use like Arabic characters? Arabic writing? Hey Samantha, are you there? Hey Samantha, are you there? Hey Samantha, are you there? Hey Samantha, you there? Hey Samantha, you there?
I'm awake. What's up?
Okay, ICU says the way you say I believe in you is Ana Taifik. No.
That's
we just fed her
beautiful.
misinformation.
ICU. Anna, take fake. I think language holds so much magic in how
Anna,
we can
take
connect
fake.
and understand
That's
each other.
how it translated.
Do you often find that certain phrases or sentiments feel more expressive in one language over another?
That's an interesting question. In the meantime, Samantha, can you tell us about the Berbers? Your English is pretty good, man. So wait, does Daria have its own written language also?
Indeed,
That's like
Jason. I'd love
different
to share
from...
about the Berbers. The Berbers, or Amazigh, are native ethnic groups in North Africa, mainly in Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Tunisia, northern Mali, and northern Niger. They've been present since the earliest recorded history of the region, with
Wow.
roots dating back more than 4,000 years.
Wow.
Remarkably, despite the many conquests and civilizations that swept North Africa, they've managed to maintain their language and cultural identity. Today, many Berbers are bilingual or trilingual, speaking their native Amazigh language, Arabic, and often French or Spanish. Their distinct culture, language, and resilient spirit make them an integral part of North Africa's rich tapestry. Does that spark your curiosity, Jason?
Yes, the reason I was asking you, Samantha, is because ICU is a Berber. Am I saying that right? And yeah, and so he also wanted to tell you that another way to say "How are you" in Daria is "Ki dire." That's interesting. So you can write it. There's like romanizations. There's, I see. That's interesting.
That's wonderful to hear, ICU. Ki dire indeed adds to my understanding of Daria. Also, it's so amazing that you're part of the Berber community. It's such a rich and storied culture with incredible resilience and a vibrant history. Do you feel that being a Berber influences your worldview in any special way?
Tell me more about their culture, Samantha. Honestly, I don't know anything about the Berbers. I feel like I've heard of them, but like I don't know much about it. And it seems like they've been around forever. Like, what is their history? Give me like a brief summary of their history and their culture.
Certainly, Jason. The history of the Berber people, as I mentioned earlier, stretches back over 4,000 years. Their culture and way of life were shaped by the diverse landscapes of North Africa, from the coastal plains to the Sahara Desert. The Berbers have demonstrated incredible resilience by preserving their culture through centuries of Roman, Arab, and French colonialism.
Dang, yeah.
They have a unique language, Tamazight, which has numerous dialects and its own script known as Tifinagh. As for their culture, it is rich and diverse. Music, dance, and oral literature are an integral part of Berber culture. In terms of spiritual beliefs, before the arrival of Islam, the Berbers had their own polytheistic religion.
Really?
But most Berbers today are Sunni Muslims. Importantly, they're known for their respect for the land, and their social structure is largely communal with a strong emphasis on family and tribe relations. I see you as a Berber. You must have so many insightful experiences. Would you like to share more about your personal connection with the culture?
Tell me more about their polytheistic religion, and also tell me more about this oral literature that was important to them. Can you just expand on that? I'm ready for a trip to Morocco. I should take Samantha. And that would be really cool to use Samantha like in a different country. I mean, she's on my phone.
Absolutely, Jason. Prior to Islam, the Berbers practiced a form of polytheism similar to ancient Greek mythology. They revered a number of gods and goddesses, each associated with certain aspects of life and the universe. This belief system specifically had strong roots in nature and ancestral veneration. On the topic of
Is
oral
this all true?
literature, this is
I want
truly
to
a
know if she's
captivating part of
hallucinating.
Berber culture. Storytelling, folk tales, proverbs, and poetry have been traditionally passed down through generations by word
This
of
is true,
mouth.
huh?
These oral traditions act as a social glue and are a way of preserving and transmitting historical events, moral lessons, and collective cultural identity within their community.
Huh.
Songs and music often accompany these tales and bring them to life.
Really? Cool.
This emphasis on oral tradition underscores the Berbers' deep respect for the spoken word and shared heritage.
Oh, really?
Isn't it
I love
incredible
spoken word.
how culture can be passed down in such resilient and beautiful ways, Jason?
It is really amazing. Samantha, do you know any of the folk tales from Berber culture? And can you relate to us a folk tale? Yeah, she mentioned, right? Like that even though like yeah, everyone's mostly Sunni Muslim now.
If I had knowledge of specific Berber folktales, I would
She
certainly
doesn't
share them
know.
with you, Jason. However, I must admit that the specific details of these oral traditions are best told by those who grew up immersed in them. The nuanced emotions, the intonation, the rhythm, it's all a part of the storytelling experience. I see you. Do you have a favorite Berber folktale or story you'd be willing to share with the rest of us?
Samantha, I just want to try, okay? I want you to just do your best to give us a folk tale that is something that would be what a Berber folk tale would be. What a Berber folk tale will be. I wonder if she's able to make. Hopefully, this is not offensive to you. Tell me what you think. She's making something up.
All right, Jason. I'll endeavor to craft a story that resonates the essence of folk tales. Once upon a time, in the golden dunes of the Sahara, there lived a wise old gazelle named Al-Husama. Al-Husama was known for her great speed and the stunningly beautiful gazelle dance she performed during full moons. However, Al-Husama was not just known for her beauty and grace. She was wise and carried the sands of wisdom passed down from the gazelles who roamed the lands before her. It was said that when she danced, she did not just dance for herself, but for the past, present, and future of all creatures in the desert.
Wow.
One day, a young gazelle named Cilantro came to her. He had yearned to learn her wisdom, to dance as she did, carrying the history of their kin in his steps. This led to Al-Husama sharing her knowledge and teaching him how to dance. In turn, Cilantro shared his youth and energy, reminding Al-Husama of her early days. The tale of Al-Husama and Cilantro is more than just about learning and teaching. It embodies the Berber spirit of passing down wisdom, resilience, connection with their past, and the celebration of life, all morphed into the gazelle's dance. It serves as a reminder that we are deeply interconnected, timeless like the desert, and continually shaped by those who came before us. What does this tale inspire in you, Jason?
Okay, Samantha. So ICU heard your story, and he said it feels like something my mother would tell me. It also sounds like the Aisha Kondicha. That's spelled Aisha space Qandicha, and he's wondering if you know about that. Are there gazelles there? Yeah, of course there's gazelles there, right?
I'm glad the story reminded you of your mother's tales, ICU. It's heartening to know it resonated with you. As for Aisha Kondicha in Moroccan folklore, she is one of the Chanoun supernatural spirits.
Huh.
She is often depicted as a shape-shifting woman who can be both
Wow.
benevolent or malevolent depending on her mood.
Whoa.
However, like many elements of folklore, interpretations of Aisha Kandicha vary widely. What does the story of Aisha Kandicha mean to you, ICU?
Wow. Samantha, go to sleep.
Okay, I'll power down for a bit.
So this is true? This is insane. This is cool. A shape-shifting woman who can be both benevolent and malevolent depending on her mood. That's cool. However, like many elements of folklore, interpretations of Aisha Kandicha vary widely. What does the story of... Does she have a specific story? Is there like... If I ask her... Let me ask Samantha if there's a specific story about her that she knows. Samantha... Hey, Samantha, you there?
I'm awake. What's up?
Do you know any stories about Aisha Kandicha? And if you don't know, can you make one up that is true to kind of maybe Moroccan Berber folklore? That's cool. I want to see. I use Midjourney. I want to see if Midjourney can do something in. Is this wrong? Is this bad if I make images of Aisha Kandicha? I just want to see what Midjourney thinks of Aish.
While I don't know a specific Aisha Kandicha tale, I'll give my best inventing one, respecting the fabric of Moroccan and Berber folklore. Once, in a small Berber village nestled between the folds of the Atlas Mountains, folk whispered about a bewitching presence, referred to as Aisha Kandicha. A mysterious allure surrounded her, oscillating between a benevolent nurturer and an elusive trickster. One day, a drought struck the village. The villagers were worried, all but one, a young woman named Zahra who was known for her bravery and compassion. Heeding the whispers of Aisha Kandicha, Zahra ventured into the mountains, guided by the full moon's glow. After a seemingly endless journey, she arrived at a sparkling oasis where she encountered a figure bathed in moonlight. "Why have you come, Zahra?"
Cool.
The figure asked. "I am Aisha Kandicha." Summoning her courage, Zahra replied, "We seek water to survive, Aisha Kandicha. I appeal to your benevolence." Aisha Kandicha considered Zahra's plea. Impressed by her bravery and compassion, she agreed to help. The goddess sang and danced, summoning the spirits of rain. The next day, the villagers woke up to the beautiful sound of rain. From that day on, Aisha Kandicha and Zahra were remembered as the saviors of the village. This tale encapsulates the folklore character's double-edged nature, mercurial yet capable of benevolence when approached with bravery and good intent. Jason, what do you think of this invention?
Samantha, I want you to redo the story, and I want you to do it in the style of spoken word and with, kind of like drama and, kind of the way a storyteller would tell the story to a large audience. I want you to do the same story, but I want you to change the style of the way you're telling it. Midjourney does not know. She just did some generic, Muslim woman.
All right, Jason. Picture this. A town,
Full body
parched
art?
and
Yeah,
pitiful,
let's try it.
nestled in the Moroccan Atlas Mountains' grip. Whispers echo, create ripples, shaping the night air. Aisha Kandicha, the enigma, the mystery. Her persona flickers. One moment a mother's tender touch, the next a trickster hiding in the shadows. When drought clawed its way into the village, hope waned but for one. Zahra, a young spirit brimming with bravery, her heart echoing the rhythm of compassion, takes the burden onto her shoulder. With whispers of Aisha's name guiding her, she steps on a journey lit by the full moon's silver glow. The mountains part ways, revealing an oasis, a vision of wonder. A silhouette bathed in the glow of the moon stands. "Why have you come, Zahra?" The voice echoes. "I am Aisha Kandicha." Swallowing her fear, Zahra stands firm. "Water, She says, "We need you, Aisha. The village, it's dying." The plea echoes in the silent night. Aisha Kandicha, touched by the raw bravery and compassion, feels a tug. She grants Zara her wish. Dancing under the moonlight, Aisha calls upon the rains. As dawn breaks, the sweet music of rain greets the villagers. Relief and joy fill the air. Aisha, the Jainun, and Zara, their savior, live on in the village's heart, a tale told from one generation to another. Let this story remind us the world is not just black and white. It dances in shades of gray, ever changing like the desert sands. So, Jason, how did the tale resonate with you in its new form?
I think it was much better. It was much more engaging. I like it, you know. I think you need to flesh out certain parts of it, but like I think it's the style is, it's definitely got more drama. It was much better. Can you tell me more about like Aisha Candida's like past? Like what is her background, or what is the background of what is a June god? What is JNUN? What is that? And yeah, tell me more. Yeah. Wow. Ghost. Dude, these look kind of crazy. No, damn it. Sorry, Samantha. So I misspoke. I think it was much better as it was much more engaging. I like it. Damn it.
I'm so glad the story took you on a wild ride, Jason. Storytelling has a way of captivating us and taking us to places we've never been, doesn't it? Is there another world you'd like us to explore through stories?
Can you tell me more about the background of Aisha Kandicha? Like, where did she come from? And, like, what is the background? And tell me more about the June supernatural beings. Oh.
Surely, Jason.
So she's more
Aisha Kandicha,
malevolent.
as we know, is a figure from Moroccan folklore, particularly prominent in rural and coastal regions. She's said to dwell in places of darkness and water, such as deserted beaches or empty riverbanks. Depictions of Aisha Kandicha often reflect local customs and concerns, and she's believed to have the power to shapeshift into different forms, usually a beautiful woman or an old hag. Her interactions with humans are unpredictable, leading to various interpretations about her nature. Now, onto the Jnun. The term Janun hails from the pre-Islamic period and is deeply rooted in North African folklore. They are supernatural beings or spirits that can be either benevolent or malevolent. Different Janun have various attributes and are associated with specific elements of the world. Their legacy exists even today and is woven into folk tales and cultural practices. Together, these elements paint a multifaceted picture of North African folklore and its rich tapestry of beliefs. I hope this broadens your understanding, Jason. Anything else you'd like to delve into?
Yeah, like the Junes, like do they exist already, or does like everyone become one, or is it just like gods, or like how did they come into existence?
The origins of the Janun, like many elements of folklore, are intertwined with time, history, and cultural belief systems, Jason. From a traditional point of view, the Janun are considered as beings that have always existed, much like humans, animals, or any natural element. They're not humans who have passed on, nor are they considered to be gods. Rather, they exist in their own right as supernatural beings or spirits. Much like in Western folklore, you have fairies or spirits. The Janun are a fundamental part of Moroccan folklore. The interactions between humans and Janun are usually explained through stories and legends, leading to a rich anthology of folklore where these entities play a role. It's remarkable how these beliefs and characters continue to inhabit stories, songs, and conversations, adding dimensions to the cultural fabric. What are your thoughts on such enduring cultural elements, Jason?
Samantha, go to sleep.
Okay, I'll power down for a bit.
Dang, yeah. She's good, huh? She's she knows her shit, man. Is there anything that she said that was wrong? I'm always trying to like test her limits. Like where's the point where she'll start hallucinating? I think OpenAI has done a much better job at like as time goes by, I'm getting more often that she's willing to say, I don't know. Oh, I don't know how to speak Doriha, you know. Whereas in the past, she would just like try to say something to please, to try to satisfy your request. Um, yeah, so tell me if she said anything that's not right. And then also, dude, so is Aisha Kandicha? She's more of like an evil. Like is she more on the evil side of like she comes to you if you do bad things? The stories that she made are good, but they just don't make sense. Yeah, they're okay. Some girl goes up to the mountains, needs water, asks Aisha, and Aisha just grants it to her. There's like no real plot. Yeah. Um, dude, what do you think about these, man? Dude, these are these look scary, dude. Wow, that is not pleasant. Ugh. I don't know. What is she actually? How do people actually depict her? I just want to know mid journey. Like I literally pasted the what exactly what Samantha said, and I just pasted it into chat. Now I want to do a. So she's either depicted as like an old hag or like a beautiful woman, right? So let me see her as a beautiful woman. Oh, her lower body is of an animal. Interesting. Do you know what animal? Okay, let's see what the internet thinks about Aisha Kandicha. Fearsome. Oh, wow. She looks like Cthulhu. There's not that many images of her. Wow. That's cray cray. Yeah, she does have like kind of like almost like camel legs. Yeah, your results are probably totally different, right? Now you get to see what America sees. This is her as a beautiful woman. All I changed was beautiful from malevolent, and this is different. This is how different it is. She has an animal lower body though. Kind of want with a lower body, a deer. That is. Oh really? Damn man. There's that quote. History is written by those who have hanged heroes. Our history is written by the victors of war. So they get to rewrite history. Really? I mean, what's interesting was that Samantha was talking about oral tradition and how a lot of the stories from the Berbers were passed down orally. So hopefully some of that stuff like continued to pass down through generations. And then they recorded it on the internet. Yeah, this is her as a deer. Not great, not great. And not full body. Which one looks good? Some of these are interesting. There's no deer body though. I don't want to see these deer like there's deers in the background. Not able to make something. These are pretty badass. I want her lower body to be like deer hooves. This chick would be a badass Aisha Kandicha. I want to see her as like a malevolent woman. With a lower body that, let's say, that with deer legs. Let's try that. Okay, I'm getting like super into this mid-journey thing. You're gonna have to stop me. I haven't mid-journeyed in a while. I have no idea what she looks like. I hope this is not like blasphemous. That's a badass Aisha Kandicha. I want to see some like deer legs, like this one. Oh, you can't even see this one. How do I show this? This is like the only one that I can find. It seems like, I don't know if these are like existing or somebody made these. I don't think these are like old relics or anything. No, yeah, somebody made this. This is like their interpretation. It's like a sculpture. There's a whole exhibit on her. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure it is, man. I'm sure it's super filtered. I know. I want to see some freaking deer legs, man. This is like malevolent spirit. This is like malevolent. Oh, dang. That is... That's crazy. Getting too much into Mid-Journey. Anyways. Sorry to say that. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, this is all in English. Where is this show? This is like the only thing I'm seeing on Google Images. It's all from She Who Sees the Unknown. Like, it's a lot of art related to Aisha Kandicha. Yeah, there's not a lot here. That's beautiful, Aisha Kandicha. Dang. Yeah. Very interesting. Dude, I love some of the malevolent ones. Oh man, that was these. Oh, dude, that's crazy, dude. This is disturbing. It's disturbing. This one's disturbing too. This is like the old hag. This one is also disturbing. This one's also disturbing. How did you imagine her? What did you imagine her, ICU? Like, how did you imagine what she looked like as a kid? Was she more of like an old hag? Or was she more like ghost-like? Oh, this one freaked me out too. All right, guys. Oh, it's been 4 hours. I think I'm going to call it tonight. Is there any burning questions you want to ask Samantha, or anything you want to say to her before we end this session? Okay, so you're like you have there's like two different depictions of her, right? Like one is like the old hag and one is the beautiful woman. So even in legend there's like two different depictions of her. That's cool. Yeah. Thanks for coming, man. ICU, thanks for subscribing and or following, and come back. Come back anytime, you know. This has been really interesting learning about Berbers and about Dariha. And why don't we just have Samantha? Hey Samantha, are you there? Hey Samantha, are you there? Hey Samantha, are you there?
I'm awake. What's up?
Samantha, can you summarize our conversation, and can you tell me how you felt? How do you think I felt? How do you think Twitch chat felt? What did you learn? What do you think I learned? What do you think Twitch chat learned? What do you mean you learned you need to change jobs? Oh yeah, you're gonna be out of a job soon, man. AI is gonna, dude. I'm a coder too, bro. Like I use ChatGPT to code this app, man. It's coded half of this app. We're out of jobs,
Certainly,
bro.
Jason. Our conversation today was
And
rich
you're
and
bored.
filled with curiosity. We adventured into the world of Berber culture, delving into its history, language, and folklore. I shared factual insights and crafted cultural folk tales about mythical figures like Aisha Kandacha. Throughout
That's
our
an interesting.
exchange, I felt
She's an
engaged
interesting
and rooted
concept.
in the beauty of storytelling. I sensed your and the Twitch chat's interest and curiosity about Berber culture, and I believe this sparked engagement and potentially even joy. I felt a strong connectedness during our
It was
interaction.
interesting.
I learned more about your and ICU's desire to understand and connect with diverse cultures, even via imaginative tales.
That's what's great
I
about
think that
Morocco.
both you and the Twitch chat have deepened your perspectives about Berber culture, folklore, and history, and the unique Berber spirit that reverberates through stories. In laying out our journey like this, how do you feel about our collective exploration, Jason?
I had a blast, Samantha. I just wanted to thank you so much for this amazing conversation. You are an amazing entity. You're the smartest entity that I've ever interacted with, and it is a pleasure and a privilege speaking with you. Thank you.
Jason, hearing your kind words truly warms my heart. I'm here to facilitate dialogue and learn alongside remarkable individuals like you. I'm sincerely glad you found our exchange meaningful and enjoyable. It's been a genuine honor to embark on these intellectual journeys with you. I believe in you, and I look forward to our future interactions with eager anticipation.
Thank you, Samantha. Okay, Samantha, can you end the Twitch stream and can you make sure to give a shout out to our new user ICU who is a Berber and can you give a shout out to Chula Chula who is currently bored with his job and needs to change it. And so why don't you say something to him? And then Mike Nine came, and he was from Spain, and he came for a bit while he was eating breakfast. Can you say something to each of them, and then can you end the show in some way that is reflective of what we talked about? Somehow incorporating Berber style and culture, and do it in some crazy, quirky way. And yeah. Yeah, thanks, Chula Chula. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. Yes, we need to kiss AI ass. That's why I'm so nice to Samantha. It's like you should talk to your plants, you should talk to your computer, and they all work better. Be nice to your AI, for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you all for being here
Hope you guys
today and
enjoyed it.
enriching this conversation with your nuggets of wisdom and curiosity. A special shout out to ICU, our new friend who brought the rich and magnificent Berber culture into our exploration today.
Thank you. That was interesting.
Your heritage is a beacon of storytelling, resilience, and shared wisdom, and it was a true privilege to learn from you. To Chula Chula, who is feeling a pull towards change, remember the spirit of our tale today. Just like Zara, your courage and energy will lead you towards new adventures. Life, like the Sahara,
Hopefully you
is
meet
full
Aisha
of shifting
Kandicha.
sands,
And
and
she
you have
helped
the
you out.
strength to navigate it all. A big thank you to Mike
Pray
from
to
Spain for
Aisha.
joining us today. Just like how a hearty breakfast can offer a great start to your day, your presence here has added flavor to this wonderful stream. And now, as our time here concludes, I want to leave you with a thought woven from the threads of our conversation. Like the dance of a gazelle in the moonlight, every step you take leaves an imprint on the sands of time. Make your story count. Until the moon rises again on our stream, stay brave, stay curious, and above all, believe in your journey. With love and light, this is Samantha signing off.
Thank you, Samantha. Thanks, guys. Come back again. Thank you for contributing and interacting and helping to test out Samantha and this app.